One second, I'm pouring another drink.
Not gonna wait for you to do that. Now, continuing on where we left off.
Ooh, I got a text message. Nope, I dropped my phone.
I'm literally facepalming right now.
You can talk.
Yeah, no, but I'm not gonna talk over you, buddy.
I'll stop talking. I love you. Though I will ask what that grinding
God
noise
damn
is.
it.
It's just grinding bones, don't worry.
You hear that though, right? It sounds like someone's using an automatic Pestra model.
Did you guys seriously hit the fucking soundboard?
Like 5
don't
minutes
know.
ago.
It is still going.
I can't change the number on my thing.
Darth, I love you.
Oh, what the fuck?
Praying that fixed the sound. I don't think it did, though, and the soundboard isn't there for me to turn it off, so you're gonna have to disable the sounds of the table.
Okay. Sound. Fly. Nope. MP3. Nope.
I just turned them
Okay.
all down to nothing, and it's not stopping it.
Man.
I love when people fuck around.
I didn't do that one, to be fair. I'm just gonna zoom out so I can't hear it.
Anyways.
What does the scouter say about his power level?
Where we last left off. I'm gonna kill people. Swear to God. Right, where we last left off. The party was in Baldur's Gate, making pleas with a priest on pretty much news that was heard, rumors, if you will, of a fellow close to Milo, a Sanala, being held captive, awaiting trial for the murder of her father. You were given more information where she currently is being held, where and when her potential execution could be. But it's up to the party to decide where they go from here. You were in the church trying to gain aid. You gathered a couple of necklaces, a couple of coin. Other than that, you were told that there is one way that you could potentially get to Neverwinter. That is passage via selling yourselves out to a crew. Whether they have good intentions or not, that is up for you to figure out. That's where we last left off. You were in a tavern, or about to enter one. A very seedy place in Baldur's Gate, the pier side. A marooned ship with 3 masts that has been re-outfitted, not to be a ship, but more of a place for seedy business and dark ventures to sprawl from. Night is slowly coming, and as the party ventured onto this boat, the first thing that they had to endure was dodging a thrown knife, a game, per se. With that, we will continue where you left off. Anyone is free to take the spotlight at this moment.
All right. We need to negotiate passage. Any ideas where we should start in here?
They say to go to the low tavern, the low lantern.
That's where we're at, I believe.
Oh, I must have had too much ale.
Oh boy.
Ah, that's something I should do when I have the sword, right?
Huh, right.
Ah.
Is anybody with like a hat on that looks like he's a captain or something?
Oh, I make a perception check. Do I see anything?
You are top deck. As you look around, tell me your perception rolls.
Let's see, -1, D20, roll. 14.
As you look around the main deck, there's not much here, besides a couple of people holding tankards and throwing knives at a board that, again, almost killed you. They complained as they went to take the knife out of the board, saying that I only lost because this imbecile got in the way. And hear the rest of them laugh at this. But looking for any particular leader, you don't see anybody top deck, but you do see a light coming from what looks like a stairwell leading to the lower decks of this ship.
Looks like we might have to go downstairs, guys.
Oh, we could ask these fine gentlemen. Clearly, they're already mad at us. We could just ask
Yes,
them
let's
if-
just go downstairs.
Ah, okay.
I'll go downstairs and land him here.
I guess I'll follow.
So we
All right.
all roll perception down there, look for captain, or just use the same rolls.
If you wish to sort of try to get a different perspective as you come in, I was about to describe what it looks like first. You wanna
Just
wait?
go for it.
So coming down, only the first set of steps, this clearly being a multi-deck sort of area, this seems to be the forefront, the area where people sit down and have drinks and eat and whatnot. As you walk by, you notice that there is in fact a person that is preventing you from going all the way down, sort of blocking the stairs. And as he eyes you and you walk into this room and see everybody else sort of gambling and drinking and whatnot, you don't notice that there is a billboard sort of posted over one of the cannon holes, if you will, or ballista holes per se. You can see what looks like maybe bounties. You see pictures of people and whatnot. Too unsure at this point as it's too far away. But what sort of intrigues you about this room is the fact that there is a giant barrel in the middle that people seem to take their mugs and their tankards occasionally and sort of scoop whatever liquid is out of it and just go and sit back down and start drinking. As you
Did
wait,
Something's preventing us? Sorry, go ahead.
there is a person preventing you, a person with an eye patch, sort of just standing guard per se, making sure nobody really goes down. He does eye you for a second, but you do see people come up from behind him. It looks like barmaids, wenches, if you will, carrying all sorts of foods, and he moves off to the side so that they can go by him, and then he progresses. He resumes his post, if you will, to block the stairwells before you.
I want to go check the bounties.
There's a guy standing in front of us.
Well, isn't the bounties like somewhere else, or is it in the room?
The guy in front of you is not in front of you. As I was saying, he is blocking you from going to the second level. So if you were to try to like spin and go down the next set of stairs, he would be blocking your way. You can go into the room.
I'd like to approach the man.
As you do, he looks down at you. I think you're walking the wrong way, gnome.
Pardon me, I'm just looking for someone who's capable of carrying us on with the ship. We need it for transport.
Well, you'll have to look in there. Down here is the kitchen, along with the women's rooms. And if you're not paying for a room with a lovely lady, then you get down here.
My apologies.
I'll follow Sherman over to the bounties.
So as you begin to press through the room, again, it's still heavily occupied at this point. You can hear people talking and whatnot. Pretty much sea adventures is what you mostly hear. Ferrying how a person swears that they laid with a mermaid and whatnot. Other people laughing at him as they're, "Oh, it was a sea cow, you blind idiot. What and fucked a sea cow?" And people roaring, laughing, and whatever. And as you get closer to the board, you see that there is a table in front of it with 3 individuals sort of sitting on one side as if pretty much looking to hire. As you get closer, you can see that there are what seem to be some sort of money boxes in front of each of them. All dressed differently. One's a human, another one's an elf, and there's a dwarf. Looks like they come from different walks of life, per se, but they see you walking towards the table, and one of them begins to fumble through some papers. Looks like we got some new recruits coming.
Well, howdy, how's it going? I'm just a newie here. I just walked into Boulder's Gate, and I just want to know what kind of bounties are alive and active. Who should I be looking out for?
Bounties, you say? There'd be no bounties here. This is the recruiting area. They don't like to give out names if that's what sort of hiring you're trying to do here.
What are you recruiting for?
Some of the ships are underhanded, and they're looking for new deck hands, if you will. This is the dwarf speaking to you. The 2 others don't seem to be that interested in you.
Okay. I'm gonna walk over to join cousin.
Oh, thank you for your time.
You say you're trying to hire, huh?
There we are.
Where would you be sailing to?
Well, currently we're in Baldur's Gate. Just turning over a good turnout, if you will, and he sort of nudges the elf who sighs and looks away from him. Right. Anyways, then we're going to be heading probably west for a little bit, and then loop back up towards maybe what was that place called again? Nefarian. What was the place called? Nefarian. I'm talking something deep. Kragan Deep? I don't know. Anyways.
Water deep.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Why? You looking for passage?
Perhaps. I'll talk to my company first about it.
Oh, it's going to be many of you. Good, we need a lot of recruits.
I assure you there's nobody as short as I am. Some of them are quite tall.
Including me.
So you have a halfling, apparently a woman. That's not going to bode very well. You see superstition and all. You see Amora sort of look at them, raising an eyebrow, and then looks at a couple of you.
I point to her. You call that a woman?
Yeah, she's pretty cold. She's pretty cold and heartless.
She clearly has breasts, so yes, she's a woman.
Oh, superstition-wise, yes, she is, but physically, I would not say as much.
What?
What?
It's bad luck to have a woman on board.
Just drag her behind the boat.
Well, to be fair, I do have a lucky charm that, technically speaking, would balance the unluckiness of a woman.
And would be that charm?
I take out my leather ball.
That just looks like a leather ball.
My friend, me and this leather ball, we've gone through a lot. The fact that I'm still alive, I base it all on this leather ball.
That's fine and dandy and all, but that's...
Can I make a persuasion check for that?
With disadvantage.
Alright, give me 1 second. That's charisma, so +3. Well, I don't think I'm gonna get higher than a 5, lower than a 5, but go for it. 1 second. There you go.
Well, that's fine and dandy. It might be lucky to you, but Superstition is another thing entirely. You see, traditions are passed for many a year. I'd say maybe 1,000 years of tradition. And that who tries to break away from tradition, allowing a woman on a boat, brings nothing but bad luck. She can't go.
Well, if you throw, if you took her, I play instruments. I bring all kinds of happiness and cheer to the ship, and I can tell you stories.
I grow shrooms.
He looks at you and he sort of stumbles over his words, trying to come up with a legitimate argument at this point. And you see the elf finally turn his face towards you. We're not interested. At least my ship isn't. If you're going to bring in a woman, and I don't blame the dwarf here, though I can't say he makes good company. So we're retracting any offers that we would potentially offer you if the woman is coming.
I would like to say, my friend, it is more bad luck to believe in bad luck than to actually believe in bad luck and have bad luck.
I'm just gonna be silent.
What is?
Even Amora at this is like raising her eyebrow, like, what the fuck are you saying? And you see the human at the table now. He has a very long black goatee, almost think of like an Asian style goatee here, very long feng shui kind of thing. He looks over at you. What does that mean exactly? You can't say that you don't believe in bad luck and think that it'll never happen to you, because regardless, it will happen to you.
But what if it doesn't happen when you do believe in bad luck, but when you don't?
That
believe
is
in bad luck, it doesn't
superstition.
happen? So what you're saying is you believe in superstition?
Yes, that is the sailor's life.
I'll lean into and whisper in Wilvin's ear that we don't need to bring Amora. She's no concern of ours. If she can't come, she can't come.
That is true, but she's not going to let off my ass.
That's not our problem. That's her problem. She can fight the sailor. She's not with us.
That's a good point.
I guess it is. How? We're gonna be back here.
So as you're talking about Amora, she sort of hears her name, though you're trying to say it in hushed conversation, and has moved closer to sort of listen in on what you guys are saying.
When will we be back here?
What do you mean, when we'll be back here? My boy, we're gonna head to the Western Islands after that.
Real quick, out of character, where are we trying to go for Milo?
Yeah, since he's not here.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the city.
Actually, Robin's here. Robin, where's Milo trying to go?
How the fuck would I know? Come on.
Well, you're Milo, so
No.
you have to know.
Bajira would know.
Yes,
well,
but
technically,
Fine. Let's go to Neverwinter. We'll go there.
So Milo looks to you guys. Guys, can you forget? We have to go save my friend. She's over by Neverwinter.
Yeah.
Oh. I can't believe I forgot Milo. I'll pat him on the head.
My apologies.
Give him a little tassel.
Is this ship going to Neverwinter?
Well, as far north as it's going, and that's after our trip, we're going to head off the coast of Dead Men. I don't know if you've heard of it, but our captain apparently has some sort of a hideout there.
That's close enough to where we need to get to.
How long is it going to take us to make this journey?
Well, it honestly depends on how the turnout is. But it can be anywhere from a week to several days to maybe even a month.
Can I ask Milo how long it would take to walk?
A very long time. If we walked, it would probably 3 weeks.
Well, if we're on the ship, we'll at least make some money along the way.
That you will.
Sooner.
That you will.
I'm not really a big sea person, but I mean, I guess I can make some friends along the way.
Just bring some Dramamine with you, if that exists in fantasy worlds.
So, I take it you're considering then?
Oh, definitely. As I kind of lean in toward him, but looking kind of shiftily toward Amora.
I'll say there's 6 of us.
All right. Well, if the payout is good, which we're hoping it is, we're able to pay you each 50 gold pieces if you're hired on as deckhands, each.
And if the
we do
payout's
more-
bad,
Free food.
and if we just so happen to do more than our fair share of work,
No. You can't think that. If you go against the captain's will, he'll throw you overboard.
well, what if his captain's will decides that we are worth more than we are worth?
That's for him to decide, not me. I'm merely telling you what the contract is. I have it right here if he wishes to read it, and he taps the paper in his hand.
50 gold's a bonus to helping Milo. I'll say that to my brothers here.
Yes, right. It is a bonus.
I'm completely on board.
You now see this
Dun, dun,
individual
dun.
on the other side of the table, the human, sort of lean down to peer around the elf and look at the dwarf. Right. I've got a counteroffer. If you come aboard my ship, we won't pay you as much, but I guarantee that we will hit Baldur's Gate since you made mention of it. It is one of our popular port stops.
Wait, aren't we in Baldur's Gate?
I never went.
Or I meant Neverwinter, excuse me.
Why are you more interested in us?
Because we need deckhands. That's why we're here. This is a hiring table, and you've approached this table in hopes of being hired, I assumed.
How much gold are you willing to pay us?
I said it wasn't going to be as much, but it is a direct route, as I said.
How many days passage?
We will give you 5 gold per day that you're on the ship.
We are capable of doing some fighting if you need some fighting done.
Well, that'll all be in time.
I can see your weapons, I
Well-
can tell.
We are more interested in the time value, as we can probably tell.
I do like this other guy here.
The dwarf immediately pounds his fist on the table. That's horseshit! They were mine!
First of all, I never agreed to you. And if he's giving us a better time, that is what we're more interested in.
He glares at
Or-
you. All right. My counteroffer. My counteroffer, if you will. 100 gold pieces for the full trip.
You're asking to pay me gold? I don't care for gold.
I'm still not asking the human guy how many days it will take to get to Neverwinter.
We will have to make a stop at a nearby port. Trade is the business here. But, mind you, discretional trade. I'd say maybe 8 days, given if the winds are with us.
And what about you, sir?
8 days would be excellent.
As I said, there's no promises. It's all about the turnout.
So there's no promises that you will even get there.
Oh, promise is such a strong word. He couldn't even promise you. He said about. He's guessing. What if it's 3 weeks on his ship? At least I'm giving you a
He's
window.
still giving us a time.
I said it could be anywhere from a few days to a week, potentially a week, or maybe if things don't turn out right, a month. I gave you 3 timelines based on how things are turning out.
Where's the contract?
You gave us 3 bases of a timeline. He's gave us enough days.
What kind of ships?
You
do
just
guys-
see the human at the table sort of smile and again lean over and smile at him, and the dwarf is just like muttering what you can only assume is dwarven swear words at this point. Why is there a frog here? Froggy. You see,
I'll
the
ignore the
elf-
dwarf and ask the.
no, the elf is in the middle, not really saying anything.
Yeah, I'll ignore the dwarf and ask the human what kind of ship he uses.
Well, it's a rather generous ship, if you will, for its size and whatnot. It can hold maybe 50 people on it. It's a, I've never been asked this question before. It's not a galley, that's for sure, but it's a transport ship, a little schoon, if you will.
And then I'll look at the dwarf and say, "And you?"
Well, it's much bigger than his ship. We're meant to carry even more things. You see,
Smallest ship, faster transport. If it's a merchant brig, it's gonna be taking much longer.
listen here.
I'm
I've
gonna
made my
follow
offer.
after
If
Milo.
you're not interested, then I'm not interested in talking to you.
Says the one that got angry at us.
Oh,
from
the
talking to
door's
someone else.
finally out of the conversation, I see, as the elf finally turns towards you guys. Great. Can I make my offer now?
More than welcome to.
So, it appears that you guys are of good moral standard. Some of you, at least. I can tell just by looking at you as he moves his head side to side, looking at each of you. You see him sort of brush his blonde hair out of the way. My offer, and mind you, this is a spice trade ship, is we only need deckhands. We don't need fighters. If you're willing to do manual labor, I guarantee you that I can get you to to Neverwinter faster than these three can, or these other two can, at the expense of very lower pay. Again,
Well,
you're only doing labor, nothing else. But for you, and he gestures towards Moonly, you obviously are good with an instrument, I can tell. You're itching to play it in this tavern alone. I can see it in your eyes. You
That's
would
true.
be playing. You wouldn't be doing any manual labor. See, we actually cater to what our people can at least do. If you can cook, you're hired to cook. If you can play an instrument, you're hired to play an instrument. If you're big and strong, you're hired to lift boxes. So, with that in mind, my offer to you is 3 gold a day while on board our ship. For as long as you can, we'll have to hire new people once you leave, which is fine. Mind you, they did not even speak of the contract that they would have made you sign. There was no guarantee that you would probably ever get to Neverwinter if that's the case, and you see them both just glare at him. Right. So anyways, my offer is 3 gold pieces a day for manual labor and services rendered to your skills appropriate. If you choose, it is a very small ship, and it is a passenger ship. Again, a spice trade ship.
what is the maximum amount of time that we would be spending on the ship to get to Neverwinter?
You know, giving you an actual number is not going to be kind to you because, again, it's based off of how the seas are faring.
Maximum.
I've made the
It
trip.
would still be our fastest route.
I've made the trip from here to Neverwinter quite a few times, and it normally only takes a week.
Well, sign me up. Where's the papers?
I don't do papers.
I'll turn to the group real quick.
I pay half in advance for the trip from one city to another, which is more than enough of a sort of agreement, if you will. And then the other half is paid once the spices are off-boarded the ship.
Guys, I think this is our best bet. We want to get there as quickly as possible to help Milo.
Can I
Milo out.
insight check all 3 of them?
So, you should have made those calls when you wanted to. I'll only give you the insight on the elf.
So I want the insight now on what not just what the elf said, but the mannerisms on how the other 2 are reacting to the elf.
Okay, so roll for the elf first.
Yeah, go for it. I have +6.
Let's see. Oh, I got to roll for you, huh? We're gonna make Orange the designated roller. There you go. He gets a +6. Yeah, you're doing it. Girl power. 5, 11. So, as you look upon this elf, sort of trying to gauge mannerism, this elf seems to be very savvy, or Chauvet, if you will. He definitely keeps to himself. He was more or less inciting you guys the entire time that you were talking, and has definitely piqued his interest of what you have said and done about in front of him. Though you can't gauge if what he is saying is truthful in nature and whatnot, but I take it if you were to board this ship without the trip's payment in hand, first off, you probably wouldn't stay on the ship before it undocks, would you? With that being said, go ahead and make the roll for, let's go with the dwarf. Please, Orange, if you will. Robin. Yeah, rolling. It's fun. It's like gambling, but no downside. Oh, almost a nat 20. So for a 10.
Here's the downside. I'm really shit at that rolling, apparently. 5 and a 4? Look at my terrible rolls. I'm truly
I
sorry.
always roll terrible. Don't worry about it.
Well, we're doing good.
The dwarf, saying that he had nothing more to say if you weren't taking his offer, clearly looks angry. He has folded his arms in this case. His now braided beard is now hiding behind his arms as it sort of cascades down from his face. And you just see the color of red sort of on his cheeks as he's just glaring at this elf who has literally just taken his customers from him.
I back up a slight bit. I say, both of you, I have a question for both of you. Would either one of you allow this woman to join your ship?
The elf looks at you for a second. I have not said that I wouldn't. At all. Most of our passengers are women.
Sorry, dwarf.
Again, he just looks angry and he looks at you and you can just feel the breath, see his nostrils flare. He kind of gives a
I'll
huff.
put a hand on Wilvin and say, best not to instigate him.
Well, my offer is still on the table if you don't wish to take the elves, but it already seems that you've made up your mind.
We'll talk it over and come back with our answer.
Will do.
All right. Very well. Offer is still on the table when you come back.
What do you think, Milo?
I don't know. There was something off about all three of them. I couldn't quite put my finger on it.
There was 3?
The dwarf, the human, and the elf?
I didn't hear the human side.
The human offered the counter offer to the dwarf.
5 gold a day. It would take a
Are you
little
okay?
longer.
You see Milo sort of like try to pull Wilvin's sleeve so he gets down close to him. Are you all right? Trying to put his hand up on his forehead.
I may have drank a lot.
But we just got here.
Don't limit me. I may or may not have had 16 shots.
Guys, I think he's sick.
Or drunk.
No, he's sick.
No more, am I sick?
She looks over at you and just shrugs.
There you go. See? She doesn't know, therefore, technically speaking, I am not sick.
Guys, I think he's sick. Maybe we should hold off for a day till he gets better?
You want to hold off just because?
No, I don't. But I don't want you dying.
You were mad at me the other day, and still, this is uncharacteristic of you. Why would you want to care about me?
Well, because my player that plays this character isn't here right now.
Oh, okay. You should be more concerned about your friend other than me. You don't trust me right at the moment.
Well, Milo, I guess I would say the decision's up to you, really. We can go 5 gold a day, a little slower, or 3 gold a day and get there in a hurry.
3 gold, and perhaps we should pay double for him so he doesn't do any work. As he gestures towards Wilvin, I swear, I think he's sick. He needs rest.
We're not paying. We're not paying them to take us. They're paying us.
We're not?
Oh. Nope. The gold is just a little extra. That's why I don't care too much. I say we go with the 3 gold to get there faster for you.
We are getting
Yes.
paid 3 gold.
Yes, we should do that. I agree.
Sweet.
What about you, Silicon?
Is Silicon even here?
No, he's not.
Silicon is not here. Please don't make me roleplay 2 different characters. Silicon is indifferent.
Indifferent. Great. He's on board.
Sweet.
Cousin?
I just want to get there as fast as possible for Milo's sake. It sounds like she's got little to no time to live.
The elf it is, then. Moomly, you go let him know.
All right. I'll approach the table.
I see you're back. Have you made your decision?
We're in.
Which company?
Well, we're talking to you, so...
The
what do you
elves.
think?
3 gold a day is your rate, and destination is Winterfall.
Yes. Anyways, he sort of gestures to his coin purse. I wouldn't pay you yet. You have to be on the ship to be paid. Mind you. You're free to
Understood.
leave whenever
Money's
you choose
not
to.
an issue. In fact, we can take the money when we get there.
All right. Anyways, as I was trying to say, we'll be leaving most likely, since we now have 3 new recruits, possibly tomorrow. So get rested up. Meet us on the pier. It is the Afia.
What do you mean 3 new recruits?
Or sorry, excuse me. My math is
6.
terrible. 6 new recruits.
Clearly, your math is terrible.
I'm thinking
Double
3
them
like
up.
them for some reason.
Is it a high? Is it a high elf?
This just looks like an elf.
What elf?
Yeah,
It's
I'm
a
a
high
wood elf.
It's a high elf.
Blonde hair. That's why I was asking.
Well, we'll see you in the morning at the pier.
Very well. Sunrise, please. We'd like to leave early.
No problem.
He gives you a nod. It is an accord.
I'll shake his hand.
As this music gets dark and triumphant all of a sudden.
We played in the evil elf's hand all along.
There we go. You shake as you extend his hand. He wasn't really expecting it, but he does reach over the table to shake your hand. Right. Anyways, I'll see you there, Mr.
Creantac. Moonly Creantac.
Moomley. It was a pleasure meeting you in your company.
And the same to you. I look forward to our trip.
Very well. Have a good night, or spend your hours here drinking before you leave. It does not matter, but just don't throw up on any of the guests, please.
I promise nothing.
I'll bow and walk away.
Milo falls behind. Amora stays with Wilvin.
I'm clearly drunk, so I'm going to go ahead and put my arm around Amora so she can carry me.
She sort of jumps back before you can get your arm around her, as
I
if you were
fall to
trying
the
to
ground.
grab her. She just stares as you're on the ground, like, what? Question mark, like, above her head. What?
I wobble up and start waddling.
Well, if Wilvin's wasted, let's all get wasted.
You know what, Moomley? I agree to that statement. Let's do it.
Get me a pint, please.
I will get you 2 pints. Bartender!
It comes in pints.
As you yell bartender, a couple people who are gambling and whatnot sort of stop and look over at you guys for a moment, and you hear laughter, as if they're making fun of you.
We're not in the bar, are we, Moomley?
Do you see one somewhere?
Moomley, bring me to a bar and then I shall shout that.
I can't carry you.
You can drag me in the direction.
As you look around, there is no bar here.
Shit.
Ah,
My
crap.
friends! Where is it that we could get a decent drink around here?
Who are you asking?
Everyone.
The crowd.
You see,
I am literally just shouting out.
you see a long stretch of a table at the very far side, the front end of the ship, if you will. You guys entering from the back. Individuals sort of eating and whatnot, and you see an orc sort of slowly get up a little bit, like leaning up in his chair to see what the rowdiness is. And you see him wave to an individual that comes closer to the table. Bouncer, please remove this disturbance. We're in a meeting. He leans back in his chair, and this orc begins to approach you, Wilvin, pushing himself away or through the crowd, waiting towards you, if you will.
Where are we exactly?
You're just in the middle of the ship on the first deck.
Oh. He looks like he's coming for me. Guys, let's get off the ship.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, I run off the ship. The moment I hear him say it's okay, I run off.
You run. You just suddenly get your balance and run.
Yep.
No, I need you to make an acrobatics check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Can't be
Alright.
drunk 1 second and fully sober the next. Sorry, my
Nope.
friend.
Doesn't matter. I can still run. It just doesn't matter if it's sober or not. 1 second.
Oh, it don't
Dexterity
matter.
is
You're
plus
on a
3
ship.
Plus, what level are we? 6? 7?
Or 6, yeah.
6? Alright, so there's another plus 3, so that's plus 6. 1d6. With disadvantage. 1622. No, I'm sorry, 2022.
Right. You're able to maintain your balance and not stumble over the stairs as you begin to run out like a drunken child running away from his parents.
Amora,
Shortly
with me.
after, Amora is chasing after you as well, followed by your brothers in this interesting and peculiar situation. You guys are now off the ship and in Boulder's Gate, excuse me.
Do we see any signs for not so nefarious looking inns or taverns?
There are a couple, in fact. As you do look around, you see, in specifically, the Helm and Cloak. This is just wandering the streets randomly. It looks to be high-end, of very well-off establishment. Another one you see is the Three Old Kegs. This one also seems to be a sort of a high establishment and whatnot. And then a mid-grade establishment you sort of bump into, the Blade and Stars, is what it says on the sign itself. Though,
Are there any parks around?
Any what?
Like a park.
There are parks and whatnot, or do you want to sleep in a park?
I'd have to meditate for 4 hours, so.
All right. So you break away from the group and just go into a park and meditate.
No, I'm just looking for a park.
There's plenty. There's about 3 in the high end and 1 in the low end.
We could just camp out for the night instead of trying to pay room and board.
I thought we were gonna get drinks. Moonly,
Yeah, man.
You said we were gonna get drinks.
I can pass out in the park.
I won't be partaking, but I'd just like to know where we should meet after you guys are done with your shenanigans.
Moonly, we could pass out in the park, right?
I think so.
I think
Amar.
I'll join you guys. I've never had a drink in my life. I've always been the forests.
My goodness.
Amora, you're gonna join us in the park, right? Or make sure we get to the park.
She just goes deer in the headlights look and looks at you and then looks to each of the brothers, including Milo.
You know what? No, you know what? You that is too much responsibility. You are going to drink with us. Actually, put my arm around her. We are going to go get drunk.
She again does the instant you're trying to grapple her defensive, brushes her arm up and just smacks your arm away and backs up.
Okay, jeez. Will you have a drink with us?
She shakes her head no.
What if I
And then
promise you I will...
She points to you, then she points to herself, and then she does a monk stance. And then stops and looks at you.
That is true. I guess I've lost my way. Ever since you came along.
Oh God, this again, really?
All right. Do you see an inn? Just a dirty, cheap place I can get some booze.
I'll be here at this park.
Park. If you're looking for a tavern for booze, because taverns are different from inns, there's plenty. The one that was close by to where you were, just south of this place called the Blushing Mermaid, which seemed to be a really high-end sort of bar, is the Splurging Sturgeon. Yes, you heard me right.
I need cheap.
Right next to
this place
Blushing
looks cheap.
Mermaids.
This place looks cheap. It's
Well,
south. It's not
folks.
next to, it's south of.
I think we found a place.
I'll proceed to follow with Moonly towards this place.
I take my stubby little legs toward that place you mentioned.
I'll follow behind slowly.
I follow with Moonlight.
All right, as you follow behind your friends and whatnot, approaching this tavern, the Splurging Sturgeon, you do see merriment in this tavern, thus being the very eve of the night, the very young of it. Approaching, though, however, you do see that there is some sort of a sign, not a bounty board or anything per se, but it seems that somebody has posted signs, and as you look down the street, sort of every street corner, as you approach it, you see that there are a list of people to be on the lookout for. Some pictures are drawn, some descriptions instead, but they all seem to be official. They have a seal on them and whatnot, though it does look like somebody vandalized one of them and has ripped off a seal per se, as if to try to maybe forge it for later.
I brush it aside. I keep going.
You would, except you see a very familiar name, Mumley. And it speaks of Thesk.
I break into a cold sweat.
Oh, hey, hey, Moomley, look at this. Look at this note.
What's it say? I take a good look at it.
It doesn't say a name that you guys know. It's some sort of another sort of gnomish sounding name. Underneath it, it mentions that there has been crimes, and he's wanted for crimes in Fent for pretty much embezzlement of money, the raising of an illegal arms force, and whatnot. And the list goes on and on, most of it sounding pretty made up for the most part. But you see Moomley sort of staring in a trance off in the distance, as if like staring through the paper.
We still going to the inn, right? At the tavern? It's over there, Moomley.
Come on, Moomley. We're gonna get.
I think I might just stay with the ranger.
What?
Hey, you wanna go outside the gates or something?
What's
I don't
wrong?
know. It's a man.
The Samora sort of raises an eyebrow and looks over at the gnome.
I'll pick up the gnome and take him to one of the nearby park
As
benches.
she starts looking at the gnome, I start backing away from her.
Are you stealthing away from her? Are you trying to elude her?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
Six.
So as you start to walk backwards away from her, not realizing somebody came out of a nearby building, everybody turns to face you as they hear a woman go, "Oh!" as you just bump into this woman. Watch where you're going.
My apologies, dear madam. If only I
And-
was just more attentive. I'm sorry, did I hurt you?
No, I'm fine. Get away from me.
I'm
Perhaps
going
a
straight
drink.
towards that tavern still.
She's ignoring you
Yeah.
at this point, being just a sort of a commoner that clearly walking with her husband out in the middle of the night. You turn to watch her sort of walk away, and as you turn your head to sort of follow where she's moving, your eyes just happen to glance over, and you see now Amora sort of looking at you, but her gaze slowly turns into a glare as she realizes what you were trying to do.
I mean, my God, Amor, you look lovely this evening. The moonlight just sparkles your skin.
Your words have no effect on her. She stares right at you.
What if I let you hold my sword for a while? Yeah?
She begins making gestures that you can't comprehend. At that, you see Siligon sort of put a hand on your shoulder as he walks up to you. She says the only way that she could hold on to that sword is if you were to unattune to it.
Or stay within 5 feet of me.
I don't know what your rules are.
I'll set Moomley down on the bench in the park, right nearby, so we can all see each other.
Is Moomley hyperventilating at this point? Like,
I am. I look up at Elamir. I look up, kind of catch my breath. No. It's a long time ago. Elamir, take me back to the inn. I am gonna get wasted tonight.
I'll have no
Just a
part in getting
wasted energy of carrying this gnome to a park, and he finally just snaps out of it. No, take me back.
Boomly, I am going to carry. I pick him up. We are going to get fucking wasted.
You're not there.
I'm at the tavern.
I'm not there. Oh.
I heard that Moonly got taken away by meth. No, is that not what just happened?
Yeah.
That happened.
So then you're not near them. This is a party
Ah,
sport.
shit.
Or like I said, it's a
Sorry.
nearby park bench.
No, I did not mean that. Sorry. Never mind then.
It was around the corner.
I
That's
didn't
how
mean
we'll
to.
just treat it. We'll go with like 60 feet away.
Okay.
Sounds good. We're still
So-
within visual distance, but not really like speaking
Gotcha.
distance.
So, as my music dies for some reason, and I replay it, she's still staring at you.
I'll tell you one more. If you have a good time, just have a nice drink, get happy, just let loose. I will give serious thought about going to your monastery.
She begins to gesture something again, and you hear a chuckle from behind you as Silicon now is interpreting this, what she is doing with her hands. He gives a small chuckle. That is his only response.
What is it, Silicon?
You don't want to know.
Well, she
He just
clearly
walks.
messaged
He just nods a couple of times, still kind of laughing.
I look through my bag, my satchel, as I go and pull out a piece of parchment that I grabbed the spare ink that was from before. Like, do you mind writing it down? Because clearly you were saying that to me, not Silicon.
She just smiles and shrugs, as if giving an innocent smile at this point.
I put the paper away if she doesn't take it, and I just head towards the inn.
All right. With that, what is the other group doing at the bench?
I'm making my way back toward the splurging sturgeon.
All right. You see everyone. Milo sort of standing near Amora. Wilvin standing beside Silicon. Seems like they were having some sort of a talk. As you approach, they make motion of you returning, sort of moving out of your way and whatnot, but the conversation seems to have died, and it's more of an awkward sort of pause at this point.
So we're heading to the end still, right? Are we in it now?
You're next to it.
Alright, Moomley. This is it.
All right, let's do it.
It's a tavern, right?
Yes.
Hey,
Okay.
you got like
I'll stay standing on the outside, but so I can kind of see in, but I'm not going in.
Okay. So those of who enter, it's pretty hardy, but filled with common people. No fancy dressed people and whatnot. And as you begin to go in, and I change the music to more address our setting here, you see what looks to be a very, 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 very populated tavern. You see that everybody in this place seems to have a mug in front of them and just having a little bit of a merry time, per se. A couple people keeping themselves at the bar and whatnot clearly have had a bad day and are sulking over their glass and whatnot. But for the most part, it's a few individuals that are the only downer to this whole establishment at this point. You, in fact, even hear a light strumming of an instrument. A bard somewhere in the group is playing an instrument. Though nobody's really dancing to it and whatnot, it adds a little bit of merriment to it, to these encounters that people are having and these stories that they're telling and the conversations that they're having. As you push your way through, I assume going towards the bar to sort of get the attention of the barkeep, you do notice that there is one table in particular that people are playing cards at. For those of you who have a gambling itch that wish to do something here, you may do so. Otherwise, we'll continue to the bar.
This gambling? No, I'm gonna go to the bar.
Straight to the bar.
Yep. We got this,
As-
Moonley.
As you do, there's a few seats open. More or less, it looks like people moved away from these Debbie Downers here that are at the bar. But you're able to at least occupy 4 of these 12 seats. As you do, the barkeep takes notice, trying to push his way through the left side of the bar, through the people who are trying to order drinks and whatnot. He slides a rag and begins to wipe the table in front of you guys, sort of trying to clean up whatever mess was left there. Ah, how's it going, gents? What can I get you tonight?
I'll take your finest pint.
Finest pint. Ooh, Dwarven, Gnomish. We've got all
Let's
sorts of
make
things
it
there.
dwarven.
Dwarven. All right, the finest. That'll be 3 silver per glass. How many are you getting? All 8 here? Yes? So he gestures to the group.
And your finest stage from me and Moonlight. Moonlight, you should totally try out that dance that we were working on with your song.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
We got
Well,
this.
we don't have a stage per se, but if you start doing a little ditty and people move out of the way, you might be able to stand on a table if you're a dancer. Though you don't quite look it as he sort of like raises an eyebrow over at Wolven. But
What?
anyways, you're free to play. It draws in customers, which is good for business. So I will never say no. In fact, if you're actually good, I'll give you free drinks.
Excuse me. How crazy are we allowed to get in here? I may have a special talent that would help you attract customers.
Don't break anything.
I'll think about it.
No, just don't break anything, please.
I turn around and start walking away.
Listen, I got you. Wink. I got you. Wink.
Your friend seems a little intoxicated. I'm already regretting this decision.
But you already made the decision.
No, I haven't.
My friend, I am not drunk enough to notice that you've made a decision. You said, I may have made a bad decision. Therefore, you have made a decision. The fact that it's bad is not the fact that you have made a decision or not.
Has anybody told you talk too much?
I'm looking for a table.
Many, many times, including my
You
sword.
hear-
But that's not the point.
You hear your sword try to answer too, like, yes, I've told him many times he won't listen to me.
See? Even my sword agrees with you.
He raises an eyebrow again. As I said, I think your friend's a little too drunk here. But anyways,
I'm looking for an open table.
before you sort of pull away, he still asks, how many mugs would that be?
2 pints for me.
And what about your friends?
Let's get another dwarven pint for my friend Sherman over there.
And what about your lady friend behind you?
Get her. Do you have any elven wines?
As you say this, she looks over at you, raises an eyebrow, and you see her start to comb back her hair, showing you that she is not elven.
Wait,
What?
what?
Do you want
What?
elven wine?
I'm sorry, what?
What? She's always been.
What?
No, you assumed she's elven. She does not have pointed ears.
I assumed
I
elven
look at
wine
her-
Told
was
us
the
she
best.
had pointed ears.
I move her hair back.
Oh,
and
you
I look at what her
did.
ears look like.
You did, didn't you?
I'm just assuming elven wine.
Let me
is the
make sure.
best.
Hold on. I'm gonna look at her character sheet. All right, she's elven. Fucking assholes. Trying to think. No, but she stares at you. She stares at you and shakes her head no as you sort of gesture towards her.
I give kind of a
She's
little
elven,
nod.
though, right? She's a wood elf, right?
I'm pretty sure she's wood
She's
elf.
wood elf. She's wood elf.
okay,
I have it on the
okay.
sheet.
Fuck her not liking wooden elven wine.
Maybe she's like me and doesn't want to get intoxicated, so we can wake up fresh and bright and early for our new job tomorrow.
She randomly nods towards the front door.
Where stands A. Lemire Methador, waiting with his arms crossed?
So an elven wine for your lady friend. Very nice. Anything else?
And you have any bullywag liquor shots?
Ooh. I do, and he sort of reaches over and tries to like nudge you on the shoulder. I do. I get what you're doing here. Yes. If you play well, again, those will be on the house.
Fantastic.
All right. So I have down for your tab currently 3 gold pieces and 2 pieces of silver. You don't have to pay yet, especially if you're playing here. Let me go get your drinks. And you see him start to walk over towards a different shelving area behind the barn. He begins to pull 2 bottles. It seems to be some sort of a dwarven ale. You can see what this intricate, like almost wax design of a handle with a dragon's head sort of trying to bite. It looks like it's trying to bite the top of where the bottle is. And he just breaks open the little cap on it and begins to pour it into several mugs for you. He then takes the elfin wine and begins to pour it into a more simplistic sort of cup. It doesn't look like he has any sort of formal wine drinking attire here, but he puts it in this little cup and he slides that first down the table, and it just stops just in front of you. He's very skilled at this. He's clearly done this all his life. And then as he fills the mugs, he slides one after the other to the specified quantity that you ordered, as they all slide in front of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Each one of these is about as big as my head.
Yeah, pretty much. Except the glass. The glass is very small.
I'll carry them over in sets to the table.
Oh, please, I would assist you.
Oh, thank you.
I'll go inside the tavern, but wait by the door so they can see me. Just stand there impatiently with my arms crossed, staring around the room, looking to make sure there's no trouble.
All right.
I'm waving Elamir over.
There's a little bit of a scuffle near the door itself, but it just seems that people are getting a little excited about the card game that they were having. Somebody losing, it's like, that's not fair. Just my luck's so shit tonight. But no, like, fist throwing or anything like that.
Okay, I just want to be I'll just be on the constant lookout for anything and people eyeing my group of friends over there.
All right. I mean, people glance every now and then, but that's to be expected for people sort of drinking and whatnot. Just
Yeah. No, it's just like a constant insight perception, fatherly figure at the bar.
All right.
I'll give
that. Go ahead.
I'll usher to Elamir one more time.
Nods his head, shakes his head left to right.
Okay.
He refuses. And with that, you do find a table, though you're sharing it at this point, as though every table seems to be occupied, but people do sort of... It has a warmth to it, as people sort of move to give you guys space and push extra chairs that they have on the other side of the table towards your group. You all are able to have a seat at this table, if you choose to.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I left my pine up. Cheers to the strangers.
Where's the elven glass, if I may ask?
Where's Amora? Is she with us?
She's by Wilvin, who seems to have parked himself in a seat, but is sort of keeping behind him, not really sitting down.
Wilvin, pass this over to her.
Oh, but of course. There you go, Amora.
As you give it to her, she just stares down at her hand that is now holding a glass. Mind you, she's holding it wrong, like it's palm up, and the glass is just sitting on her hand. Her fingertips are like barely curled around it, and she just looks at you and back at the glass.
Oh, you know what? Close enough.
I'm actually doing the same thing.
You're doing the same thing.
Sherman, grasp it around the sides. And just
Why would I do that?
tilt it up and drain it. Do it.
Alright, fine then.
I'll clink mugs.
Clank, 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 as everybody starts to clank mugs. And as you do this, you again sort of check yourself, Woven, and look over at Amora, and she's now holding it properly. It's just more or less she wasn't really expecting you to hand her something in that instance. But it does not look like she's taking any sips from it as she's holding it.
I guess you really don't want me to join you in your monastery.
She glares at you.
I guess it can't be helped.
Roll Intimidation. You're trying to intimidate her.
That's
to get
intimidation? That's persuasion, if anything.
She wants you to go to the monastery, and if you're using that against her, it's an intimidation check.
Alright, give me 1 second. Charisma +3. Charisma, I am
Peer pressure is intimidation, by the way.
16.
As she gives out what sounds like a sigh, she brings the glass up to her lips and she kind of stares at you, not tilting it up to drink from it, and then brings it back down.
I'll look back at Amora as I wipe some foam from my lips. Hey, give it a shot. Give her a thumbs up.
She sort of makes gestures with her free hand, and Silicon, who was drinking with you, now looks over at her, interpreting the instructions or the message that she's trying to relay, and she just looks over at you and says, it's against her traditions of her monastery.
Is your monastery one of peace?
She looks at you and just nods like vigorously yes.
Then I wonder why you slaughtered my whole monastery.
Wilvin, wrong time. Keep drinking.
Listen,
time.
man. It's because I'm drinking.
Somebody pass me that wine. I'll finish it for her.
She is holding on to it, but anybody next to her can grab it, but she's more intently staring, confused, and yet a look of anger at Wilvin at this point.
All right, when are we gonna start the performance here? Because I got a list of creatures here I could try to be.
Wilvin was just intently looking at Amora when saying that, but then the moment you mentioned dancing, he goes, "What? Right! Yes!"
Let me just get another half pint in me, and let's get started.
Half a pint, my friend. I'll beat you to it. As I
Oh,
go ahead and
no,
chug
you
one
won't.
of the, as I chug one of the things that he brought over.
I start chugging too.
As you begin to chugging, a woman that you haven't seen before, carrying what seems to be a platter of new drinks, arrives. Barkeep said you might want another round, though your tab will be due on this one.
Did we order another tab?
I didn't.
I mean, we didn't really order another tab.
He said that you guys look like you wanted to party tonight. Something about playing and whatnot. He said there were going to be a round of drinks on the house.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get started in just a minute, yeah.
Oh. Yes, let's just play. Mumley?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I have private messaged you, Eve, or Elevol. I don't know how to say your name.
Elevol.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll roll it, and I'll tell you the number then. Gosh, I have to do your guys' job for you.
I'm rolling.
I figured you rolling for me would be better than me not being here at all.
There you go. That's the information I've given you. Do what you want with it. But anyways, she makes mention. As I was saying, he said that your round of... oh, gosh, I forgot what it's called. No, Burwager. Sorry. I'm new here. I don't know all the drinks names by heart yet.
Billywag.
Yes, that's it. He said those will be on the house, but he said your original tab that you did not yet pay for and these new rounds of drinks will be due soon. So if you'd like to pay now, that'd be great.
You might be new, but you're still doing a fine job, my lady.
She gives a smile and says, thank you. And you see Amora more or less looking at you and looking at her, but there's no emotion on her face at this point. Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, good job.
Sorry.
Way to ruin the moment.
What do we owe
You
you?
might want to play the music again.
So for the first round, with the free drinks, it's 3 gold, 2 silver. And then for this new round, it's only 2 gold and 8 silver, as the next round of drinks will be free for you.
Ah, Boomly, if you need any gold, just let me know, alright?
I'll pitch in too. Someone wants to cover the 8 silver.
I only have 5 gold pieces. Do you have change?
Why don't we just start playing a bit, see if we make any cash, and then we can worry about this entire nonsense.
I can make change, but you see that the worry is that he's afraid you're going to dine and dash, which is why he's hoping you at least pay the first part of tonight's tab now, and then the more drinks you get, he'll wait until the end of the night. No problem. He won't bug you.
My lady, look, I hold out 5 gold pieces. I'm perfectly fine to cover this.
She holds her hand out and takes it very slowly from you. Thank you. And begins to place the rest of the drinks in front of each of you, including a nice little glass of elfin wine.
Wait, did you take all my gold pieces?
All 5 of them, yeah.
I was like showing it off.
Oh, I gave
She
2 gold.
slowly reached over, is what I said.
Oh, I did not hear the slowly reaches over.
I gave 2 gold pieces, and then Wilvin just gave 1 to make change.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 then, we'll go with?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you, but this is only for one portion of the tab. Altogether, it comes out to be 6 gold pieces. 8 and 2 is 1, and then 2 and 3, or sorry, 6 gold pieces. Gosh, my math is terrible tonight.
And how much is left?
That's it. Well, you only paid 3 gold pieces. It's another 3.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. We could easily pay that up.
Did you get my message back, Darth?
Yeah, I'm answering. Trust me, I'm reading them.
Sorry. Can I see the bartender?
From where you're standing, yes. So my question for you guys is, where's the other 3 gold coming from?
I'll pitch in another 1.
I'll do one.
I'll do another.
I thought you guys were supposed to play music and do stuff like that.
Yeah, but she's trying to get the tab paid for because apparently she's even said it's been a problem with dine and dash.
I would never dine and dash on you.
Can I
By the way,
go talk to the bartender?
Hold on. Let's let Meth have a chance here. What's up?
My apologies.
Can I move over to talk to the bartender?
You may. So you seeing this go on, you begin to slowly move away from the door and go towards the bartender. As you do, she collects the gold pieces. She gives you a nod. Will there be any more drinks that I can bring for later?
Can I, on the way to the bartender, do I pass by the group there?
How I have it in my mind is they had to get a table in the back. So let me draw it here. I know I know I'll explain it, but I'm drawing it for everybody else. The table that you guys is over here. The door you guys came from is right here. So they're east of the door. So no, they're as you go to the bar.
Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna cast a Hunter's Mark on the lady.
That is a Wisdom save, correct?
Sorry, they don't make a roll. I just cast it, and they're marked, so that I have advantage on tracking them.
I could have sworn there was a roll with Hunter's Mark.
You'll have to look it up. I'm sitting on my phone, so I don't have any.
I got it
right now.
Anyway, he's drinking with you guys.
Okay,
he's
cool.
really excited that he's going to go home and see at least friends and potentially save them.
I'm just double checking because I want to put the token in the right spot.
I'll go up to the bartender and ask him if if that woman works here or not.
So it is you choose a creature you can see and simply mark their ear core. Until the spell ends, you gain the extra 1d6 to the target, whatever, and have advantage on those attacks. So I was thinking of the opposite. You get advantage on tracking and all that.
Right, exactly.
All right. So she takes the gold pieces and asked, well, would there be another round of drinks? I need to at least hear that from them. So give me a second.
Mumley, what do you think?
We're gonna start playing right away. So for now.
Oh, yeah. You can't drink until...
She holds her wooden platter to her chest and gives a little nod. Very well. If you need me, just wave your arm and I'll come home. And she begins to walk away.
Oh, where are you gonna be so I can wave?
That's not her. I'm just gonna make a token. I'll be around.
I
You can't miss
have
me.
a bunch. Give me promotion so I can give you a token. I actually
No,
have a bunch
back
of bartender
off.
ones. What? I have a bunch of bartender
Back
tokens.
off.
I love you too.
Alrighty, it's up to you, Moomly.
All right, shall we?
Let's
Oh,
do
hold
this.
on. I need the answer. I need the bartender's answer.
Yep, we'll go over here. So he looks over at you. What can I get you?
Nothing at the moment, sir. That woman over there is talking to my friends. Is she perhaps a barmaid here?
He sort of squints and tries to look where you're gesturing. I'm sorry, the crowd's pretty big. You're gonna have to point her out. With that, I'm gonna have you roll perception, which is 9 plus 6. You said?
That's +6.
Okay, so 15. Oh, that's right. You get advantage.
Yep.
So the 3 is the other one, and she rolled a different number to compete with you. So as you look around, you don't even see her. Though you feel
I
like
looked at her
she's-
pretty intently. Can I describe her to him?
Yes, as you begin to describe this brunette woman and how she was dressed, he shakes his head. That doesn't sound like anyone. Your hunter's mark, though, you sort of already know she's out of the building at this point.
Right. Yeah, I'll go back over to my friends there and let them know. What did you guys do with that woman there?
We paid our drinks.
She doesn't even work here.
What?
Uh-oh.
I ran out the building.
What a great response. She needed me 3 gold pieces.
Listen, man, you don't judge me when I am under the influence.
Alright,
Alright,
I'll follow after Wilvin, and I'll start turning into a giant elk.
Well, I need Wilvin to make a dex save with disadvantage here.
Oh, I don't even have. Oh god, I don't have advantage with that. Give me 1 second. So +3, d20, roll. D20, roll. So we got 15 and 11.
You stumble out of your chair and fall prone as soon as you're like, I gotta go get her. Boom.
Well, I mean, I haven't drank more.
You're still drunk.
That is true. Amar. Oh god, get her.
She's just staring at you at this point as you're on the ground, like
You are
deja
so
vu.
helpful.
Deja vu.
You are
Just
so
crosses her
helpful.
arms. Who else is gonna go out and try to stop her?
Yeah,
All right.
and me. Sorry, I'm on push to talk, so sometimes it takes me a second. I'm on my way out there too.
So
Is
Moomley,
that everybody except me?
So far,
Yeah.
yeah.
Alright, so I've just waddle out as fast as my little gnomish legs can go.
as you guys approach the door, you hear the barkeep yell over the crowd, Hey, you gotta pay your tab before you leave that door.
Our tab is outside the
That
door.
lady just robbed us of our tab.
I didn't see any lady.
I'll nudge,
He starts to go from behind the bar and walk towards
Oh,
you
yo,
guys.
Moomley, you stay here and play. We'll take care of this.
All right.
I'll stay here as well. Good luck, guys.
Perfect. Milo, Siligon, and us all go.
Silicon, he's just like, oh, you guys, come on. I do this all the time, too. I steal from people, too. Come on. It's all right.
I don't care. I don't care. You don't steal from me. I've had enough stolen from me. Family, my friends, my.
All right, so I dashed out. I have
toys.
70 feet of movement when I dash, but if that makes any helpful.
All right. With that, I need to look up this spell one more time because I'm really dumb. I don't play hunters that often.
I just get advantage on stuff to find her, basically.
Okay.
Perception. That's all I cast it for. I could do more damage if I wanted to, but
All right. You are
I
now
don't
outside
plan
the
on
bar.
killing her. Do I see her?
You do not.
All right. I'll make perception or survival check to get her. Both are
Survival.
+6.
Survival it is, as I steal the screen die for some reason and put it right back down where I found it. All right. Yeah, you can roll. You got it. It's advantage, so you're going to roll twice and keep the highest number. Look at her go. Look at that, nat 20. She don't even need to roll again. So, you look left, you look right, and you feel this tingle as you look right, and you know that she went somewhere in that general direction. As you look down the street, you now see a shadowy figure under one of the lit street lamps that you can only assume is her, walking away at this point. Not running, not
Distance?
sprinting. Roughly 210.
No, sprint towards her. Actually, you know what? I'll roll a stealth and then I want to run.
So for sprinting and whatnot, and when it comes to stealth, if you're going to be running, like trying to move very quickly while moving stealth, because you're supposed to move at half speed, you then roll your stealth at disadvantage and you get full movement.
How far
If
away
you-
would you say the person is?
I said 210 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because you're drunk, IRL.
Yeah. my apologies. I love you, Darth.
Okay. Yeah. So roll my stealth. +6.
You heard her, Dice Wench. It's her nickname now. 5 + 6.
Really? Okay. Yeah, I'm running. I'm going towards her at 35.
Okay.
What's the range? What's the range of my bow? Not that I'm gonna try and kill her, but I can't remember what the range without disadvantage is.
It's a short bow.
No, it's a long bow.
You're fine then. I can tell you here in a second. So longbow is 150 for the no rolling without fault, and then 600.
Oh, I'm a sharpshooter actually, so I don't get disadvantage even at my long distance. I
Yeah,
forgot.
there you go. You're good.
Sorry.
You're like, I can peg her.
I'm home, by the way. She goes there.
She
So,
stole 3 gold. Murder her!
Listen, man, I only had 5.
Yeah, I have like barely any money anyway.
So we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and during this 5-minute break, I want to tell you right now, she literally had to buy drinks to get you to pay not only the drinks she gave you, but the tab that you still have due. So she's literally only taken 3 gold from you because she had to pay 3 gold's worth of drinks.
You think I care about that?
I'm just saying, that's literally what happened.
She's gonna live the rest of her life. She's gonna live the rest of her life.
Do you want to
right
do
on.
that after the 5-minute break? We'll put the spotlight back here in the tavern. Okay, I just want to get another beer, so I'll be right back.
Wait. So does everybody think I should cast what's it called? Entwining Strike and hit her so she can't go anywhere?
Man, listen, the
just
moment
make it
she gets within
non-lethal.
range, I am putting Dread on her. I am putting Shadowhound on her.
Well, I can hit
She
her.
will
I
not
can
be
hit
able
her
to
like
escape
this.
my grasp.
I can hit her to like 600 feet. So
let me put it this way: the moment she gets within 60 feet of me, she is not going to be able to escape me.
I got it. So what I'm asking is, do you think I should hit her, ensnare her?
Let me put it this way: Wilton is
Yeah,
drunk
ensnare
enough to the point that he is going to just let his sword have his way with her.
My real issue is I thought she was trying to drug you guys. Because if she went and got the drinks and isn't the barmaid, then she could have put things in the drinks. But if it's just for money, it's not a big deal. But
If she left, then she just left. She's taking the money.
yeah, but it could have been also she was. I mean, who does something like that for a few gold? If not, what if she was
Gold
paid,
is a lot. Listen.
I know it is.
Gold
I know it is.
is a lot.
But what if she was also paid by somebody else to drug you guys? Well, like the dwarf.
Oh, no,
I
definitely.
I
The dwarf-
highly doubt that because no one really knows about us. The only person that was even remotely
Yeah.
hunting us was Amora, and I think she's still in the bar.
But not yes, she's probably following you wherever. But remember, we also just pissed off. There's a guy on the poster that Moomley doesn't feels uneasy about. There's also we pissed off the drunk and the human in this sketchy, place. We also pissed off.
No one's gonna pay to have our our drinks poison.
I'm not saying they had to pay a lot, right? You know, if the lady's doing stuff for just a little bit. I'll fill you in a second, Mila.
We got
But,
fucking drunk.
We also, basically everybody wants to get drunk right now. And then I stayed by the door, and hold on, let's go back to the beginning. So we went to this bar, or not this bar, this like boat tavern type place, and found passage to go up to Milo's wants to save his like love interest or whatever. His sister.
We made a deal with a boat. We are waiting for the morning. In the meantime, we're getting fucking drunk.
Right. But during all that, we pissed off a lot of people. So I'm wondering if some of them are like, yeah, I don't, just drug them. So here's the thing: the dwarf could be drugging us, so that we miss the elven ship leaving in the morning, so he can have us.
He's not going to live to see the next day if he does that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. We can if we capture the girl, we can find out if she did anything to the drinks. So if I like hit her with non-lethal damage, like just hit her so that I can like do 1 damage to her with my bow. And that way, you can cast dread on her. We'll get information out of her.
She's not escaping me the moment I get within 60 feet.
Can you hear us, Mila?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Is that enough fill-in for you?
So we got drunk. We chartered passage.
No, we didn't get drunk. We didn't get drunk. Well, they went to this tavern after we got passage to get drunk.
Woven got drunk somehow.
Woven's drunk in real life, so that got pulled into this character.
Okay.
I may have drank in 13 shots.
In real life.
Yes.
I just got back.
I'm
from
gonna
being
go
on
with
a
it's
boat,
bad
and
decision.
now I have to go on a boat.
It was a
campaign.
lot of
This
rum.
Sucks.
But it's your fault. Milo wants to get there the fastest. Everybody was like all behind Milo getting there the fastest. We were gonna get paid 100 gold to go there, but it would take a month. Or we could take 3 gold a day to get there in a few days.
I like that second option better.
Exactly, and that's why we're getting fucking drunk right now. Also, the fact that I was painting my room and I was drinking when we were painting my room, so I am not sober.
Oh boy.
I love you though. I shall send you a poke.
So getting on a boat is not the fastest way to get places today, apparently.
I sent you a poke.
Not when your engine breaks down.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it's nighttime.
Well, we just rebuilt the carb on the engine, and for some reason, like the throttle assembly is all fucked up on it. And so the engine kept getting flooded every time we turned it off for whatever reason.
So your wire is too tight, and it's allowing your fuel injectors to be on, even though you're not pushing compression.
All right. Are we ready to resume?
I'm here.
Yep.
All right. So what will you be playing, Mr. Moonley?
Okay, yeah, I cast a snaring strike, and then I'll use my bow, my long bow, to shoot her non-lethally.
Okay.
That's a D20 plus 8.
So you're wishing to cast Ensnaring Strike and launch a arrow at her.
Yep.
If you can explain how you're making this non-lethal, I will grant you that.
I want to hit her in the legs.
You're attempting to hit her in the legs, which is a called shot. That will up the AC. Do you agree to these terms?
What did you say? It's a what shot?
It's a called shot. So the AC is going to increase.
Oh, right. Yeah, but I also have Hunter's Mark, so that would make me do more damage, but yeah, that's fine. I have plus 8 to hit.
Please roll the die.
Dice wench.
Dice wench. Oh no!
What was it?
It's a 1. No, I'm kidding.
No, I get advantage.
How do you get advantage? No, I want to know. How do you get advantage?
Oh, I have Hunter's Mark. I'm staring at her from behind. She's walking slowly.
So you're surprising her.
Right.
Okay,
Damn,
go ahead.
got it.
If only it was a rogue. And a
Another
7
one.
again. Double 7.
What? Plus 8.
15. As your arrow flies, as you pull back on your bow, aiming up, adjusting yourself, listening to the wind, and you let go, and you hear your arrow sail. Kathunk. It misses, and your spell goes off.
No, it doesn't miss. No, my spell doesn't go off. I have to actually hit my hit the target.
So, as your arrow kathunks into the cobblestone near her, she hears it and looks around for a second, and then looks down and sees this broken arrow, and immediately starts dashing.
Well, I was sprinting.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm casting another one. I can do this up to 600 feet. So.
Okay. So, I'll just treat this as an initiative order of you guys going first before she does. So, we'll go with highest dex goes.
Yeah, that's
Which
gonna
is
be
go-
me.
No, that's going to be Silagon, who begins dashing in that direction. Next will be you, Myth.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
technically, Amora would probably go before you, but let's not even get into that. She doesn't care. She's more or less like hovering
Yeah,
around
right.
Wilden.
Yeah, I'll fire off again. At regular, not advantage, since I'm not surprising her anymore, and just try to hit
Okay.
her anywhere. It's not a
Dice wench.
It's not a what's it called shot. I'm just trying to hit her at all. Plus 8.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll damage on this level 0 peasant thief. What is your damage dice? D10? Right, longbow is 1d8. Sorry. There you go, dice wench. Damage. Very nice. Most people don't even have that much health. Level 1. So, your arrow flies. Are you listening? Hello? Is he here?
So yes, I'm here. I have push to talk on because otherwise you'll hear a ton of other crap. I'm here though. I'm here.
Your arrow flies and hits its mark, landing in her back, and you see her tumble forward, just outside of what was covered by the light of a nearby lamppost. And you see this dark shade in the distance, unmoving, your arrow sticking out of it.
I'll run up. Is she unconscious or no?
As you run up, and everybody follows behind you, including Wilvin and Amora. So it is Silagon who got there first, and I will roll a medicine check on based off what I think his wisdom is. Most rogues have really good wisdom. He looks over at you as you're running towards him, and he's kneeling down towards his body, and you see him look towards you, and he just shakes his head no.
I'll cast Healing Hands.
Healing Hands.
I think that's what it is. Does anybody...
touch.
So, hold on, I'm trying to think here. 210 feet was the original distance. It would take you more than 20 seconds to cover that. So give me a second here to see if she lives or dies.
Wait, hold on. I have 70 feet, of dash moving. So yeah, it would take me 3 turns to get there.
Oh. She is alive. As you approach her, she's just unconscious, clearly is bleeding out in a sense. And as you lay your hands on her, it's a D8, right? Or is it D6?
I can't remember if it's called Healing Hands or Cleansing.
It's Healing Word or Healing Hand.
Crap.
Healing Hand is the higher, because you have to touch them. So
I think I have the. Yeah, I have whatever one I have to touch them with.
you heal her for 5 hit points, and she begins to stabilize, though she is not conscious.
That's fine. I'll take my rope and tie her to the lamppost that's there.
Mind you, she still has an arrow in her back.
Yeah. I have to stabilize her first, right?
Stabilize her by tying her to the lamppost. Got it. So.
So wait, is this her?
Is who her?
Is this the person that we were thinking of?
Who is the person you were thinking of?
Is this the barmaid that
swindled us?
Basically swindled her? Yeah.
Yeah, you're tying her
Okay,
unconscious body.
Just double checking.
Random person.
Yeah,
cool.
As you begin tying this unconscious, bleeding out person, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and as you turn back, sort of pausing and tying, Amora is now looking at you with a raised eyebrow and questioning.
So I'll just say, she stole from us and started running from me.
She
And
begins
then,
making a few gestures that you cannot tell what they are.
I take out paper and a pen.
Snatches it from you and says there's no such thing as a pen, and then, oh, I don't have a voice, and then she uses this piece of charcoal that you give her and begins writing on a piece of paper that, like, she stole from you. Stealing doesn't mean kill.
I didn't
look
mean
at
to
her.
kill. It was a
And I
random
say-
chance of where the arrow landed.
She's not dead.
And she just hastily writes, almost as if angry, and just shoves the paper in your face, and you grab it from her and start reading it. And it's like, arrows are intended to kill. What did you expect was going to happen?
Disable her?
Yep.
Listen, if we took out her hamstring, she would not be able to walk during a 15-degree incline. Therefore, she wouldn't have been able to run from us.
Snatches it
Therefore,
back and just writes one word and just hovers it over in your face, Wolf. And ever, when you were at the point when you said, like, hamstring, so that she couldn't walk.
It's not my fault she chose a life of crime.
She just glares over at Silicon, who is clearly dressed like a rogue.
Wait, what? You're a rogue? You steal from people? He hasn't stolen anything on my watch.
Silicon looks over at you and says, where did this come from?
I don't know. From her.
She didn't even say anything.
Listen, she wrote something and then she glared.
So all she did was just look at him. You're just interpreting what I said out of character, in character.
To be fair, I am barely drunk.
Yes. So we're going to just pretend that never happened.
Okay.
Yay! Okay, so
Yay.
who is the highest medicine?
As you ask this question, Amora just shrugs her shoulders, very confused.
Oh, okay.
I can do all kinds of stuff, but I'm not there.
Oh, okay. So we can go
I-
back to Moomley in the gang playing inside.
I mean, I'm proficient in medicine. Would you like me to look at her? Make sure she's
Yeah,
not
see if you
bleeding
can
or-
stabilize her. Yeah.
Sure. Give me 1 second. Let's see. -1 + 3, so that's +2.
As you finish tying her up, a figure you can hear in the distance begins walking towards you, and suddenly begins jogging towards you. And now you can hear somebody shouting at you, "Hey, you! You, stop!"
I'm currently
I'm not-
making sure she
I'm
doesn't
not
bleed
running
out.
anywhere.
What can I assist you with, sir? As I'm still patching up this woman with a 15.
As you see 2 guards dressed in armor begin running towards you, weapons drawn.
I'm still patching her.
None of us have weapons drawn, by the way. So.
Oh no, but you're tying an unconscious woman to a light
I am
post.
patching her. I
Yep.
am patching her. I am patching
Yeah,
her.
I just tied her hands behind her back with the post between her back and hands. And I'll say, I'm glad you're here, guards. This woman stole from us and we were just trying to get our money back.
This was predictable. Yeah, just nailing somebody in the streets. Anyways, they approach slowly at first, knowing that you guys don't have any weapons drawn. Silicon sort of backs away, presses
I'm
himself
still-
against the building.
I'm still patching her up.
Explain yourselves. What is the meaning of this?
Well, you see, she stole from us. She bought drinks and basically offered us for a higher price, not knowing that we were actually still having to pay our previous tab. She ran away, and we chased her down, shot her, and I am currently patching her up. So if you don't mind, can you grab me my gauze from my pack?
First off, you're clearly intoxicated. Back away from the woman. Stop molesting her. Somebody else give us the scoop. You, woman. And Amora's like, just points to herself. Like, just eyes go wide, looks at each of you. What happened here?
She can't
She just
actually speak.
shrugs her shoulders.
She can't speak. Her vocal cords were cut.
Listen, I accidentally slit her throat, so she can't actually speak.
Oh, come
You didn't say. Don't say that.
No.
And with
well,
that, the guard begins to
clearly
press
drunk
towards you
enough to say that.
more. Step aside. You assaulted this woman?
Wait, me?
She talking to me?
I'm talking to Wilvin, who just confessed to slicing out vocal cords.
That one? As I point to Amora.
She doesn't say anything. She just
No, I'm
slowly
talking to
backs
the
away.
guards. I'm
I know, Amora's just backing away.
I'm talking to the guards, though.
I know you are. I'm telling you what
speaking
is
about that
happening
one?
currently. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, I mean, technically speaking, she attacked me first.
You are just losing points. I can't believe I have to write more negative points on her character sheet. Right. That being said, he looks over at you. What? You don't even have a scratch on you. He examines you.
Does it look
Your
like she
friend
has a
seems
scratch
to
on
be
her?
drunk. What was your name? Who are you?
Who's he talking to?
Both of you.
My name. I'll just say. She stole from us in the bar and swindled us, and we chased her. She was getting away, so I disabled her.
So her, and he points over at Amora, stole from you.
No, sir. This woman I've tied up here is a thief. That woman over there has been just following us around.
He glares at you, glares at Wilvin, glares at Amora, who's like just backing up even more at this point. Right. Let me see your hand.
He says to me,
Yep.
I'll hold out both my hands.
And with that, in a quick, swift motion, you are now in cuffs. He looks over at you. Don't you move, Wilvin. He doesn't say her name, but he's like, don't you move. The other guard seems to be cutting down this woman. We're going to need clerics. I'm going to go get help. Make sure they don't leave.
Wait, what do you mean cutting her down? She's sitting on the ground. She just has her hands tied behind her back.
He cut the ropes. It don't matter.
I'm sorry, but are you automatically assuming her side?
We're not assuming any side.
Don't
You're
worry,
all
I'm
under
telling her,
arrest, for
but
all I know,
keep it-
including you. And Silicon just like raises an eyebrow at this, like, what? Till we get this figured out. Nobody's going anywhere.
Alright.
And with that,
Nothing to
we
hide.
go back in here. Is Moonly ready with his music?
Mm-hmm.
All right, how are you going to play it? Because I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, it's gonna be the most lively flute tune you've ever heard.
Well, is he going to play it over his mic?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. All right, go
Man,
ahead and
I
roll
wish I-
performance
I wish I was there to sing.
for your saxophone-like flute. And also, whenever you get the chance on YouTube, type in Golden Sax Man and watch it.
10.
10. You can't seem to get the notes to do what you want. It seems very flat. Oh God, he's playing it in the background. Is like what it keeps coming out to be, and everybody was starting to sort of clap towards your song, but they've clearly seen better performances, and now people are beginning to sort of ignore you. And in fact, the other people at the other side of your table begin to sort of move away. Almost as if they don't want to be associated with you guys anymore.
I'll
The table itself is completely open besides the three of you currently at it.
Anyone want to see a giant animal?
They all sort of stare at
The
you
response is deafening.
for a moment. And a couple drunk people are like, yeah, if I get to punch it.
Sure, why not?
He's a really big snake. It's massive.
So, I take it that this is going to be Cousin Sherman beginning to shapeshift in this tavern?
Yep, I am going to begin to shapeshift into a giant heckin' elk.
I need you to make a wisdom save, as the entire area of this building is making you extremely claustrophobic. And as you begin to sort of imagine yourself turning, it's not going the way you want, and you begin to sort of hyperventilate a little bit. He rolls an 18. You're able to suppress this urge, this fight or flight urge that has come over you in a sense. And everybody else around you doesn't really see, except for your two friends, there was a slight gleam in your eye. That is her mouse. How did that get on you, Milo?
Doing that myself, like, I don't have a mice. That's terrible.
I know, you have a dumb owl.
Yeah, give me my owl. She'll eat that fucking mouse.
There you go.
So you're able to suppress this. Do you continue with your shape-shifting? All right. You shape-shift, and you begin to turn into a giant elk.
Is that what he wanted?
I thought he
Yep.
said he was going to turn into one.
Giant elk.
And you're trying to do this on the table? As you begin to shape form, you realize that there is no other room in this place. It is pretty packed, other than this table you're currently sitting at, or maybe even possibly
fair,
behind it.
He did ask for an open open area.
And I said the table itself. I literally said the table itself. Did I not? I could have sworn I did.
You did, but he was asking for an open area. I'm assuming he didn't mean the table, but
we'll go
that's
with
up to
behind.
him.
And you transform.
Sweet.
You jump and over the table, and as you land, hooves hit as your skin begins to grow further. The clothing you're wearing sort of seeps in, and you now see this giant, gorgeous-looking elk on the other side of the table. The antlers sort of scraping against the roof of the building.
And I'll nod towards Moomley to try doing his song again. Try to see if we can grab more attention.
Moomley.
Here's a little lesson in trickery. This is going down in history. If you wanna be a villain.
I don't hear a flute in that, so I'll imagine you took out your dulcimer and began to play this.
Just switch to my dulcimer for that one.
So, with the help of your elk, go ahead and roll at advantage this time, as the elk seems to beat its hoof in place with your music, and its head seems to be swaying side to side. These elk antlers now scratching more and more the ceiling as he's just going left and right.
$25.
You rolled a 19 and a 1. I love it. So, as you do this, people stop talking. They stop making fun of you at this point and begin to sort of stare in awe as you begin to sing this song, as this elk seems to be vandalizing the ceiling itself, in a sense. With that, after your song ends, it's silent for a moment. Another moment passes as if they're expecting you to play more. And then you just hear them start to clap. Do more! Do more! As Bashira rolls for some reason. Alright. It seems that you're drawing in quite a big crowd. It just seems like your first song was a little bit off because saxophone on a flute doesn't really work too well.
Yeah.
And with that, we turn our attention to outside. As you're pretty much being questioned by this guard, the other guard disappeared around the corner and has now come back with two more that seem like they were on patrol. Lighter dressed, more or less like they didn't put on the same armor as the other people here, but they begin to approach forward. One of them goes over to the woman and begins to sort of start treating her with as best of knowledge of treatment as he can. The other one has another pair of these cuffs that he looks like he's going for Wilvin at this. Do you resist at all, Wilvin, as he approaches you with cuffs? The other guy is still holding the sword towards you.
As he goes to cuff me, I'm like, those aren't going to work, but go for it as I put my hands up.
All right. He grabs your wrists and begins to cuff your hands in front of you.
You going to cuff hers too? As I point to the unconscious woman.
She's currently unconscious. Why
That
would
is
we need
true.
to cuff her in this instance?
Due to the fact that you're
Stole
treating
from
us all
us.
equally, aren't you? Said that you're arresting everyone.
If
You're
you
not
were
arresting her.
unconscious and on the ground, we'd treat you the same way. She'll be cuffed as soon as she regains consciousness, and it doesn't impede death if we were to move her.
Do you know what she's capable of? What if she's able to cast magics?
We'll worry about that. The guard are very well on their way. We're only just 2 small patrols right now. Anyways, great questions. Sit down. You too. And gestures over towards you, Methador.
I could have been drinking. So I sit down.
You notice Amora is no longer there. Seems to have soaked into the shadows. Same with Silicon. Because they're both rogues. Yay, rogues!
I definitely know that she's probably still like within arm's reach of me somehow.
And as you like try to extend your arms randomly, oh, you're there. You don't feel anything, and the guard just looks at you, questioning, like, "What are you doing?"
I am clearly trying to grab the air, sir.
He's very drunk. Sorry, officer.
Right. So, since we're all here, tell me the story again, and then we'll hear his side of the story.
Go for it, Melidor.
My friends and I were in the tavern over there. I was standing by the door, making sure there was be no trouble, when I saw this woman, and I gestured towards the unconscious woman, approach my friends and swindle them out of paying their tab to her instead of the actual barkeep. When I went to investigate with the bartender to see if this woman, gesturing to the unconscious woman, had worked there and was rightfully collecting the tab, he said he had never seen her before, and I immediately ran outside to regain our stolen money. We had to leave a few of our crew back so that they could pay the tab, as we aren't keen on breaking the law.
Roll persuasion.
Wench?
Yeah, but you need to give her the number.
Yeah, plus persuasion, 0.
All right, you got this, dice wench.
Where's the dice? Oh, here. Okay, I'm blind. Don't mind me. Wait.
Great. So, as you say this, you hear him give a
roll.
You hear no, don't let him. It's fine. You hear a sarcastic right behind you as he sort of like kicks you a little bit, almost as if he doesn't believe you at all.
You kick my friend again, you're gonna have trouble.
Oh,
Settle down, Wilvin. Settle down.
The other
I
guard.
sit up.
As you attempt to stand up, mind you, you're pretty much trying to push yourself up in this instance as you were sitting down. You feel you feel a hand on your shoulder and quickly push you back down. I said sit down.
You think that hand's gonna stop me?
Wilvin, what are you doing?
I think in my mind, no one treats my brothers this way.
You hear a very long sigh. I'm not going to help you do this. You're intoxicated. Your judgment is clouded. You are an idiot. You are proving my point that I've been saying for a full year now. And with that, the guard does not let you up. What do you do?
I glare at him.
That's what I thought. Tough guy. He tassels your hair like you're a child. Anyways, we'll just wait for the girl. How's it looking over there? I mean, she's stable, but we gotta wait for the cleric to come here. He's the only one that knows healing. Right, all right. And with that, we go back to the bar. So, giant elk dancing. Milo somehow disappears. Where did Milo go?
I'm writing to you right now. So I'll just continue with them.
All right. Yep, that's the next song. Is that what that is?
Yep.
He's playing chopsticks?
No, it's like the start of... Anyways, never mind. I don't know how you're going to get a beat drop playing a dulcimer.
I thought...
That is going to be a performance check by Morgan Freenome over here, and another one by your elk friend here. We're going to see if you guys can get in beat here or not. So I imagine the dulcimer's going pretty well. You're setting it up, and now you're waiting for the elk to sort of drop the beat, if you will. And he does. He just starts hoofing down on top of it and reverberates through the building. People are scared at first, but then they get the idea of what you're doing here, almost like it's a reminiscence of some sort of a drum. And they just start cheering. They love it. You see a couple of girls actually begin to sort of walk up to you, Moomly, and bring drinks and whatnot, and start to flirt with you and touch you. But they're trying not to interrupt your playing in this instance.
That's a first.
A couple of the people are staring at the elk, not knowing what to do with it, but they're like, "Wow, that's an elk." All right, going back outside.
Alcohol, not even once.
That's an elk. Wow. So, going outside, finally, a brigade of guards has actually started to come. There's about 6 of them, or 5 of them, and a cleric, and they come slowly at first, sort of gauging the situation. All right, what do we have here? Well, as you see, this person claims that this woman stole from him, right? But what it looks like is they were setting up to rape her, hoping that the guard patrol wasn't around. That's at least what I assume, based off the situation.
I don't know how you commit rape with gauze, but okay. That's what Wolven says.
Are they
Right.
anywhere near us?
We're down the street,
Like 200 feet away.
So if I was
Through a
outside,
wall.
I would see this, or
This is so as you do the action that you stated, which I assume you're doing outside.
Yep.
You finish your last note, and as you put your items away and sort of briefly sigh, you hear what sounds like metal moving and whatnot. The sound of like guards moving very quickly, like the metal like. And as you look down the street, you see a ton of silhouettes, not really discernible, but it looks like there's some sort of a commotion down the street.
I began to walk towards it.
As you
can I
do.
talk-
Huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, can I ask for the leader of the brigade? But I didn't realize he's still going. Go ahead.
So Milo, as you begin to walk down the street in the general direction of what's happening, you now can see Wilvin in manacles alongside Meth in the same situation, sitting down on the cobblestone pavement with 2 guards sort of keeping a hand on each of their shoulders so they don't stand up or attempt to get out. You see an unconscious woman next to them being patched up by what looks like a cleric doing some sort of a healing word or hands, and a ton of new guards have recently just showed up, weapons sort of drawn but not at the ready, so like holding pikes and whatnot and swords down at their sides. It looks like somebody's giving a debrief of what happened here and what they're determining to do. So my question for you then, Milo, is seeing this situation, what do you do?
So it looks like they're being arrested.
That or question, I mean, they're not being carted off.
Ah, there you are, friends. I've been looking everywhere for you. It's time that we return. We have to be off early in the morning. After all, it's a very important mission that we're on with the temple. Guards, if you'd be so kind to release them, I'm certain that whatever they're being interrogated for was of no importance, really. It's surely a misunderstanding. You see, I've hired these gentlemen to escort me all the way up, far to the north, and we have a ship to catch as I roll persuasion.
Yes, at disadvantage.
Okay.
A total 0.
10.
I like it. 10.
Sorry, what? How did you get 0?
He pressed a
He's a
empty
I'm
button.
sorcerer.
I'm lagging terrible.
So, as the guard listens to your story, he clearly is the captain right now of whatever is happening. He didn't have a weapon drawn and has some sort of a insignia on his shoulder. He crosses his arms as he listens to you. Right, the church. No significant importance. I'm sorry, but when a woman is nearly shot dead by an arrow by somebody who is currently tying her up is of importance if it's happening in the streets of Baldur's Gate. Who are you again, and what church do you work for, and how do you know these two?
I'm currently on a mission from the Temple of Gond. Surely you're familiar of it. The Hall of Wonders here in Baldur's Gate, after all.
Keep going, because anybody can say they're a part of a church. What is your name? Who
My
are you
name?
working for, and who are their names?
I am currently working for myself. My name is Milano Gustavo.
Right. And your
I'm
friends
doing this
here?
all in a ridiculous accent, too.
Yeah, no, he can tell.
Okay.
And he looks over at your two friends on the ground and in the back of you, and their names?
I believe one of them is known as Woven, and the other is Methodor, or Methhead, as we like to call him. They are just merely mercenaries that I've hired as safe passage, as you know how dangerous the waters can be when you're chartering passage to the north.
Mercenaries, you say, and waters charted. What does that have to do with shooting a woman in the streets and tying her
Do you
up?
have eyewitnesses of these gentlemen shooting this woman?
They confessed.
Well, they did. Well,
I don't have a bow.
Sir, I'll speak up and get the captain's attention.
Now, he raises his finger at you. Hold on, I want to hear this. I'll deal with you in a minute. Milo Gana, I don't remember what you said. Go ahead and continue.
As I was saying, I've simply hired them. If they've caused any trouble, I'm certain that they will pay recompense for it at some point. But it's very important that I get them back to our tavern for the evening, as our boat is leaving in the morning.
They're under investigation. You see,
I see.
attempted murder is not something that we take lightly. in
And how
Baldur.
badly is the woman injured?
She was nearly dead when we found her.
Nearly dead, you say?
And there was gauze around her? How strange.
Yeah, she was healed.
And your friend keeps making reference of gauze when he doesn't have a medical kit and was merely smearing leaves on her.
Well, it seems that he has come to her aid. Surely he should be rewarded for that. As I roll persuasion again. You want me to do disadvantage again?
No, it's fine. Not all things can be won with persuasion, just so you know, so just fair
18.
warning. Yes, if he wasn't in relation to the party that actually shot the arrow. They both claim that this woman stole from them, and it was the one who currently has his bow taken from him, mind you. It's on the ground next to you. He was the one that released the arrow. So, it is called guilt by association.
I see. So he claims that the woman stole from him. Is the woman conscious? Perhaps we should ask her.
She's about to be, and we're going to get answers very shortly.
Well, Mila, don't worry too much. They clearly don't think us as much as a threat, as they clearly have not even taken my sword.
I see. Yet it seems that you've summoned half the town's guard here for this small matter.
You think this is
Surely
half
you have
the
better
town's
things to do,
guard?
don't you, sir?
You think this is half the town's guard?
There's certainly quite a few troops here. I haven't seen this many soldiers in the street in a while.
We're the guards in the
Certain you
56th
have better
Quadrant.
things to do, don't you, sir? As I cast suggestion on him.
What is the suggestion? There are better things to do.
Mm-hmm.
That might not go the way you want it to. Oh, this is going to go bad.
It's a 16 charisma save.
16 charisma, huh? I think you're right. I think there are better things that I can do. And he just turns and begins to walk away, and everybody was like staring at him as he does this. Captain?
Don't worry. I will assume responsibility for them. Come, gentlemen.
But what? They're all staring like, wait a minute. Did you just wave your hand and they're like two guards are staring at you?
Yes, I wave my hands all the time. It's how I talk, as I make broad gestures as I'm talking to them.
No.
With it.
The one
Are you
holding
being
Wilven's
racist,
shoulder.
sir?
The one holding Wilven's shoulder is now using his free hand to point at you. You're a spellcaster.
I am not.
He
a
just casted a
spellcaster.
spell. Go get the guard captain. Stop him. You see one of them just begin to like chase after him at this point. No.
As I said, I'm certain that there are better things for you to be doing. After all, I heard that there was a break-in 2 streets over, and yet you're here interrogating these 2 gentlemen.
Break-in and murders. You know what? You see one of them. Arrest him too. He just casted a spell on our guard captain, and one of them, brandishing a sword, begins to walk towards you.
I hold my hands up. I did not do any such thing. You'd be flying false accusations at this
Quiet,
point.
you.
I am merely representing the Temple of Gons, and we have an important mission. Surely you would not want to delay the temple.
Click, clack, and you are now in mandibles. Sorry, god damn it. Manacles, god damn it. I keep saying the wrong word every time.
Better than mandibles, so.
Mansicles. There we go. We're going to call it that now. Anyways.
Mansicles are very different from manacles.
Very well. I see that I will have
With that, we go back to the bar because there's just a giant shit show outside. What's happening in the bar?
At this point, I've taken one of Sherman's shrooms, and we're on our next round.
Worst episode of RPG Cops going on out there.
You know what? Just because you keep finding different songs each time, I'm going to say you rolled a 20, and they're just sharing even more. More drinks, more girls flopping around you. I take it you shared some of your shrooms with people?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe?
Oh, yeah,
So
just randomly throw it in the crowd in front of us.
The shrooms
There's-
are going around.
There's some girls that like clearly have like extremely just wide-eyed, like, oh, that stare, and 2 of them are like feeling the elk's fur at this point, sort of just like sighing peacefully as they're just combing their fingers through your fur. Great. It got super weird. All right, back outside. All right.
Bad boys, what you gonna do?
So,
I don't know how he can claim that I move my hand because suggestion is a verbal. So
Oh,
it's not
is it?
somatic at all. Yeah, it's
okay,
verbal
never
in
mind.
material.
That never happened then. Redact that.
So am I still arrested?
So
They're
Captain's still here.
not even chasing after the guard captain, but they are not letting you assume control at all.
So am I still arrested? Do I still have manacles on?
No, that's redacted.
Okay.
But as you approach and start to bark orders, one of them does step up and is like, "You're not a guard, captain. You're
Right,
not part of the guard."
I trust you to do your ability to its fullest, but as I said, we are on a very important mission. I would hate to have to fetch the High Priest himself. Perhaps you know him. Ferric Longbrand?
Priests do not have say over the town guard. You should know this.
I understand that, but we're on an important mission.
Great. And that'll have to be on hold until she wakes up and tells us what happened. Or if you want the Grand Clerics of the town guard to come and see what happened, then you can wait for that too.
Well, perhaps I can assist in this matter. May I take a look at her?
No.
I also have a question.
What's up?
If you have both of our stories, whose side are you going to be taking? We get both stories. How
So
exactly
not
do you
Woven's.
detect your investigation?
He stares at you for a second,
If a
and he
thief
walks
says,
over. He walks over to you and starts to undo your belt and take your sword. You see him toss it about 10 feet away.
well, that's lovely, but that does not answer my question, sir.
I don't answer your questions anymore. Not for you.
If it-
You're a suspect. He walks away from you. For sure is rolling stealth in the middle of the opening when people staring at him. What are you trying to do?
I did
stealthily?
it at disadvantage because it's in the open. I'm trying to slip away unnoticed to grab the sword.
I just say out loud. Strange how suspects don't get a say in anything. In fact, the fact that the person that's unconscious is also a suspect, but she gets a say in things.
She hasn't said anything, smartass. Keep that up. And you're going to be in jail for a long time.
Even
Possibly
if I'm
even
missing.
executed.
Quiet down, Wilvin. Wait for her to wake up.
As you attempt to sort of slope over slowly towards the sword, the guard holding Wolven down is like, nah, step away from the sword.
Very well. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't damaged. It is an artifact after all of the temples.
Go ahead and roll deception.
Okay.
They're already not believing that you're who you say you are at this point, and now that you're mentioning artifacts so boldly.
23.
He looks at you for a second. Well, if they're carted off, you may take the artifact back to your temple then.
Very well.
With that-
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't damaged.
With that, the woman begins to wake up. Her eyes she's glowing a little bit from spell casting. What is your name, woman? And you see them actually starting to pull her hands in front of her and put the same cuffs on her as well. What is the meaning of this? Just state your name. It's Sarah. Sarah. Can you tell me? And like he's specifically making sure that she is not looking what's behind her. Sure. Go ahead and roll. What I remember was walking down the street and somebody shot an arrow at me and I saw it land in the cobblestone. It's broken. It's back there a little bit. Behind me, if I'm still in the same spot, and she begins to look around and you see him just grab her chin to make sure her head doesn't move. Look at me. What happened next? I remember a searing pain in my back and I guess I fell asleep and here I am.
I got Shadowhound on her.
What are the requirements
Oh,
for
God.
Shadowhound?
60 feet.
All right. You cast Shadowhound on her. She looks a little peeved at this point, like, Anyways, where were you coming from? Home. I was coming from home. I have a sick daughter, and I was going to get medicine. She hasn't been sleeping very well. With that, we're going to make some rolls in the dark. Nobody gets to look. Get out of here. As they begin talking, Milo, being able to see very clearly from the distance you're at, one of the clerics casts a spell. You can tell. They sort of uttered something and waved a hand. And what you gather is Zone of Truth has just been casted. Again, I will ask the same question. Where did you come from? I came from the tavern. What were you doing in the tavern? And you see her sort of panic, and she doesn't say anything at this point. What were you doing at the tavern? I bought people drinks. Yes, and anything else? I watched some people enter. I danced a little bit. I was earning coin, gaining some money, and whatnot. You're answering very vague. Give in more details what you were doing. She doesn't say anything. Very well. Men, take her away. And he stands there. He gets to walk towards the other two. She starts like yelling and screaming as they start to pull her away and whatnot. not really sure as to what's going on. Let go of me! Let go of me!
Excuse
You
me,
see the
before
guard.
you take her away, I do believe that my friends, my mercenaries that I've hired, claim that this woman stole from them. Perhaps we could determine what exactly she stole, so that they may be entitled to what is owed to them.
Only 3 gold.
Wilvin and Methador, please make a wisdom save, as the same cleric is now casting another spell.
I'm not gonna
Wisdom
lie.
save.
Mhm. 16 is the DC. What is your wisdom for our dice wench?
I can't remember. I think it's +2.
That is a 9 due to the fact that I accidentally hit 2. So
I have a +2 dice wench.
You both feel compelled to tell the truth. You now know that the zone of truth has been casted on you.
I like
the guard.
to be known. I said 3 gold prior to the zone of truth.
Yes, I know. He clears his throat and he steps in front of you, Methador. At what point did you think it was a good idea to launch an arrow at a thief?
The moment I saw her. Where I'm from, we don't put up with that sort of thing.
You do know the laws in Baldur's Gate.
No, sir.
Ignorance isn't always treated openly. If you're going to visit a new country or a new town or city, please try your best to learn its customs and its rules. To be honest, you should be going to prison for what you did. Not prison, but jail at least, until this whole thing can be sorted out. But I'm not going to wait. Our guard captain apparently left for some reason, and so I'm having the clerics help me aid in my final decision on what I want to do with you. Do you understand that?
Of course.
Right. Did you fire 2 arrows at her?
Yes.
How much did she steal?
3 gold.
was it 3 gold?
Depends on interpretation. She could have technically told 6, but if you did math, you know she only took 3.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, I was watching the whole thing, so I know exactly what she did.
Well, she paid for the drinks, but did she actually pay for our drinks?
She paid for the drinks that she brought us, you guys took, and then she swindled you out of paying the 3 gold in the tab.
Yeah,
I'll
but was
explain
that?
all that out
but-
loud to Wilvin in front of the guard.
But were those drinks our drinks that she paid for, or were those drinks that she just bought?
She
Separate.
bought drinks and brought them.
So then she technically stole enough enough gold of whatever the drinks cost.
3. She had you pay your own tab and her tab, technically.
Oh, okay.
Right,
But-
right, exactly. And I'll explain that to the guard, that we are only owed 3.
He looks at you
So
for
this
a
wasn't a
second.
side effect of the sword's behavior, was it, Wilvin?
Don't talk about
What?
that now, Brigiera.
As you
Really?
ask this, wait, what?
The
Nothing.
sword, it seems to have a strange effect on him.
What is he talking about, Wilvin?
I'll
The
speak up and
sword?
say, he gets more drunk than usual. Nothing to be concerned with.
Well, you're underneath a truth spell.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
You say nothing. Honestly, what happens if you do tell a lie? It's just nothing comes out of your mouth. You're like, eh.
It's
What is
just
he
my
talking
sword.
about?
It's my sword that I wield.
Yes, but its influence over you, you don't think that had any effect in this woman taking advantage of you?
Out of character, Mila, you don't have a fucking truth spell on you. You don't have
He
to keep
knows
I know.
that
Oh,
you're under the
God.
truth spell.
talking. You son of a bitch. What did he say?
This is a free opportunity for me to gain information.
Go ahead and say what you said again.
So
I
you don't
can
believe that
respond?
the sword's effect on you had any, well, I would say any reason for this woman to be doing things to you? Would it?
None whatsoever.
I see. So its influence over you isn't evil in any way? Perhaps making you do things that you don't remember doing? And that's
No.
what landed you in this situation?
Anything evil? Not that I can think of.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, Milo, and as you do, a presence has come out of the shadows, a familiar one, Amora, and she looks at you, and as you glance over at her to identify her, you see her put a finger up to her lip.
I see. Very well then. So, guards, what will it be? As I said, these people are on a very important mission for the temple, and I need them back if you're not going to arrest them.
I have one more suspect to question, and you will wait. You understand?
Very well, as I cross my arms and start tapping my foot.
Wilvin, was it? Is that your real name?
That it is.
Why is he asking about your sword?
He doesn't really trust me at the current moment. We're currently brothers, and yet he doesn't like me.
What does that have to do with your sword?
A sword?
He keeps asking you about a sword. The one, and he gestures the one 10 feet away from you.
He doesn't really like it.
Why?
Look at it. Go ahead, Milo. Draw it.
Just. Oh, he gave you permission to touch the sword, Milo. What do you do?
You know very well that temple regulations don't allow me to interfere with the experiment.
I'm not sure what you're talking about, temple regulations.
You're slurring again, he says. I hate drunk people so much. Anyways, is it true that she stole money from you? The woman in question.
That she did.
Do you know her name?
Not a clue.
Did you try to stop your friend from shooting her down?
Honestly, I was too drunk to stop him. I was just chasing after her.
You open your mouth and nothing comes out.
What? I didn't try to stop him.
You're not too drunk.
I'm not?
You're
Oh,
not
shit.
drunk enough to have your moral compass just take a nosedive.
No, well, I was just chasing after her. I wasn't going to attack her or anything like that.
But you let somebody else do it.
I was ahead of him.
Interesting. Very well. You both are free to go. Uncuff him, and he waves his hand dismissively as he walks away from you. Guards, clean the mess. We need to get going. Our patrols are behind. And God forsake. Get the guard captain. What the hell is wrong with him? And you see three of them sort of disappear. The other one.
As I put up my hand.
Can we go back to the party now?
I was hoping to try to get them back into the party, but sure, we can go back to the party. What is happening in here?
Can all of us go back to the party?
Oh, okay. They uncuff you and say, don't shoot arrows at thieves. Murder is never allowed unless you're defending against a murderer. You all should know that.
Well,
They
we
sort
don't
of
know
just
what
walk
she caused.
away without listening to you.
As they walk away,
really
Milo
low and-
just unloads on them. What the hell were you thinking?
I would like my sword back as I put my hand out.
He never touched
I
the
don't
sword.
have
It's on
your
the ground.
sword. It's on
You
the
said you-
ground. Pick it up.
He picked it up, didn't he?
No,
I
he
didn't
said
touch it.
no. It's against temple regulation, is what he said.
Oh, okay. Then I go and pick up my sword. And put it back.
Your sword is not there.
What?
Amora grabbed it. Is looking at it, just holding it and sort of looking down at it. Not stealing it or anything, just
I summon it back to my belt. My belt.
as it vanishes from her. She looks like she just like lost a child, looking around desperately, and then looks over at you and sees that the sword is back.
I glare at her. Let's go back to the
Do you follow everyone, Methodor?
Yeah, everybody, I follow.
Great, get
Is
in there
Milo
and
still
watch
yelling
this
at me?
elk. Watch this elk just start.
Oh shit! He started the song without me.
Is Gwen
Son of a
within
bitch.
100 yards of me or not?
I thought we had Glenn just be dismissed.
Doesn't get dismissed. She has to physically travel there.
Wait, who?
Glenn, your owl, right?
Yeah, I was just wondering if she was out of telepathy range yet, because I wanted to see if they were taking that woman anywhere.
I didn't see anything in your private message that you sent a bird out.
Did we get our gold back, by the way?
You didn't see that? Okay.
I see it now, but sure, we'll go with that. So roll stealth with advantage on your owl.
I was just wondering if she was still in range. If she's not, that's fine. She's already headed off
She
up
is.
north. Okay. Stealth with advantage for the bird. Got it.
For the bird.
By
Right,
the way,
but
did we
while
get our
he's
gold back?
no,
What?
20.
he didn't give you any gold.
I would not have left if I did not get my gold back.
They
I can
left.
tell you that. I tried to get your gold bag for you, but they already left. So.
Well, luckily I still have my dread on her, so.
So our music has gone more vocal, and
I will
as you approach the
follow
inn
her.
and open the door,
The moment I realized
Keep
we didn't
going.
get our
Hold on.
gold
Shh.
back.
Go ahead.
Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house.
Wow.
And
Such a party.
everybody in this tavern at this point is raising at least one hand, if not drinking with the other, sort of trying to chant with him and just get drunk and whatnot. The barkeep is absolutely ecstatic. Like, he can't even keep up with the orders. You just see him rushing around trying to fill orders, barmaids just picking up drinks and just going to random people. It doesn't look like they're even doing tabs anymore. You have to pay for the drinks as they come out of the bar themselves.
Nice.
Don't tell me my thing died.
No, Robin left.
What?
She went
Wench!
to-
Dice wench!
And she's back. Dice wench.
I've been sitting here too long, apparently, and not doing anything besides listening. God damn it.
Clearly, you didn't make a character. You are
So
now
with that-
Amora.
With that,
No!
you see an elk that seems to be almost exhausted at this point, like stomping in place in rhythm to whatever instrument Moomley is playing at this point, who is now just singing very loudly.
Well, the moment I realize we don't have our gold, I'll be like, guys, we didn't get our gold back. I'll be right back. As I start running in the direction that the Shadow Hound is in.
All right. As you do vanish, Amora notices instantly and follows after you.
Ah, back up. Good. Thank you, Mara.
She's like, looks at you like, what?
You're back up now. Congratulations. Thank you.
She just gestures towards your sword.
Yeah, exactly. You're backing up my sword, and my sword.
No,
backs up-
she shakes
Therefore-
her head no.
No,
Mm-mm.
no. Listen, you're backing up my sword. My sword backs
No.
up me. Therefore, you're backing up me. Let's go. As I keep running.
She just sighs very loudly and follows after you. And we'll get to what happens with you two in a minute.
It's more like a wheeze.
You can still make sounds with your mouth and tongue.
Her throat
Aside-
is sliced, which I'm still surprised the guards did not question that.
I hate you. If you really want to go to jail, I can put you in jail.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, continuing on with the tavern as they disappear, Methador and Milo, what do you do?
I'll just stand inside the door and keep an eye on all my friends.
I'll be looking through Gwen's eyes at that point. I'll sit in the corner somewhere and just close my eyes and look through her.
A very unsettling thing is what you see after a moment. You do follow them, and you see them loading her into some sort of a wagon. You can only assume it's pretty much where they keep prisoners before they start moving them and whatnot. But then you see the wagon start to move, and you see Wilvin and Amora just following after it. Being stealthy, mind you, but this owl can see a lot at night, and they grab the back of it as it moves away.
Alright,
And
I'll
then-
just have Gwen keep watching until
She
she
can't.
gets
She
out of
can't. It's like at the edge of range.
Ah. Alright, well then I'll just tell her to continue on with her mission.
All right, and she does. Naughty, naughty, Wilvin and Amora.
I'll try to work my way up the stage to tap on Moonley's shoulder.
What is it, man?
I think we better settle down. We had a run-in with the city
Oh,
guard. I may have almost killed somebody.
I'm winding down now. Just a couple more.
We got an early morning, so whenever you get a chance to wrap it up, you might need to find a place to sleep soon.
Alright, call one song, hop down, this giant elk.
I like it. You guys just go in and be like, Mooley, we got to take a rest. But I'm having such a good time. One more song.
Excuse me, Moonley. I think we should be going to bed now.
Alright, last one. Folks, last song, sorry.
You hear just a wave,
Over here.
a wave of "oh" as you make this announcement, but You don't even have to do tips, Milo. The table that he's been playing in front of is covered with copper, silver, gold pieces, random like half-drank mugs of beer that like they just put as tribute to your friend here.
What a good night. Folks, thank you so much.
You
Have a
see
great night. Get home
two to
safely.
four. You see 2 to 4 women just molesting the elk, clearly high on something, just like, oh.
That's awful.
That's lovely.
I'll go over to. Can I go over to the barkeep and say, are there any rooms here by chance that we might be able to crash in?
It's a very, very steep charge for such rooms, but because, and you just notice that there is a huge sack of coin just on this counter that he's been pretty much just saving up. He's like, well, since you guys brought me so much business, the rooms are on the house. And he just slams a couple of keys on the table for you.
Thank you, good sir.
So, fast forward a little bit while you play your music. There's roughly 12 undrank beers, 8 half-drunk beers on this table, approximately 4 gold pieces, 23 silver pieces, 124 copper pieces on this table.
It's been a good day.
For sure,
Sherman,
mage hand
good
everything.
time to change to.
As an elk or as yourself?
How many copper? I mean, silver?
120.
I wrote it.
28 silver. Sorry, 140 copper, 28 silver, 4 gold. And I've put it all into a large sack for us to divvy out later.
Excellent.
And then I assume we all go to bed?
I am bushed.
Does that mean you had too much bush to drink? Or,
That, I'm on shrooms, I was smoking weed, and I've been around a lot of people right now, so I don't know.
Well, we just had the worst episode of RPG Cops outside, so...
Yes,
What happened?
Do you grab onto the cart at all,
Yes,
or
I
do you?
do.
Did you do? Okay.
I do.
Very nice. This is gonna go great.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you just acting like an asshole because you're drunk, or?
At this point, no. This is not asshole.
Milo,
All right.
where's Wilvin and Amora?
I do believe that they are outside attempting to steal back money that was stolen from them. I haven't seen them since Guinevere's continued on north ahead of us.
Uh-oh.
But I do believe they're both very capable. Perhaps we shall retire for the night and they should be back by the morning.
Yeah, hopefully.
Sounds good, because I'm useless right now.
That was an amazing performance, by the way. Truly remarkable.
Oh, thank you. The elk helped out with the beat very much.
And with that, you all have a great night's sleep. Aww. Except for the 2 outside. Tell me, what do you plan on to accomplish hooking on to the back of a prison coach?
You want to know what I'm trying to accomplish, or you want to reveal that as the story goes on?
Do you want to end the session here? Because we're going to continue on with whatever the hell you're doing right now.
I am trying to get this person out of the stage, the coach, whatever it is. You said that she was put into a cage of some sort?
Yeah, it's a cage coach, if you will. It's got bars.
I'm assuming Amora grabbed onto the coach as well? When I did?
She followed you.
Amora, pick the lock.
As you say this, she looks at you surprised that you would even like mention anything. She just shakes her head no.
I thought you were a peaceful monastery, weren't you not?
She nods her head yes.
Well, do you believe that this person deserves some type of death sentence?
She looks at you and doesn't know what you're saying, like just looks confused.
Well, I do not know the rules of this place, the laws, and I don't know what they plan on doing with her. Clearly, she's not completely evil, and I don't think she should die for any type of thing that has happened. I don't know what possible reason she has for taking our gold, but I don't think she deserves to rot in a cell. Do you?
She looks at you for a moment and she reaches for your arm, and you're gonna make a strength check as she's trying to rip you off of this carriage.
All right. Let's see. I got +1. Roll. 11.
I did it. You let go of the cart and you tumble forward gracefully, mind you.
Misty step on top of the carriage again.
So you tumble forward, hit the ground, and misty step. So
Yep,
as she
onto
looks
the
back
carriage.
on the carriage, she was about to let go until she realized that you disappeared, and she looks around. I need you to make a dex save.
Dex save?
You're
get
going
onto
from
the carriage?
solid ground to a moving top of a stagecoach. So yes.
Sure. Do I get advantage due to the fact that I know what I'm doing?
Do you know what you're doing? Because I don't even know if you know what you're doing at this point.
I'm attaching myself back to the stagecoach, exactly where I was before she ripped me off.
Oh, I thought you meant on top because you were on back.
No, I'm going back to the part where I was at.
Oh, no, then no. You grab on. Sorry, I thought you were on top because you said on top of the stagecoach when I asked you.
No, I meant I go back onto the stagecoach, like, where I was.
Okay, so as you do, and you're right next to her now, and she's looking back like you were just there a second ago, and she begins to look around confused and sees that you're back on. She glares at you.
I take out my sword and I try and break the lock.
You're on the back, right?
Yep.
So you're going to try to climb up and break the lock. Go ahead.
I'm assuming the lock is on the back side, right?
Roll attack. You have to beat the AC. You have to know where the weakness on this lock is in order to do any damage to it.
Sure. So let's see. +3. Plus.
We're going to just need battle music. Let's be
17.
honest here. Bad things are about to happen, everyone. Sorry for that. Okay. 17. Roll damage.
Sure. I don't know what my damage is. Let me just. Can I roll that on roll 20? That'll be
Nope.
a lot easier. God damn it. Let's see. It is a. Attack is charisma. So +3. Actually, I already did that. So it's charisma plus 1d8.
Right? That's how I feel.
9.
So, as you just slam your sword into this lock, ka-chink, sparks fly, but it doesn't seem to have done any damage. Though you did wake up the person who is in this stagecoach, and you see her face as she slowly lifts her head up and she stares at you.
I try
She
and break
doesn't
the
say
lock
anything.
again. I try and break the lock again.
You're going to do so at disadvantage as you now have a hand on your arm. And it almost looks like she's screaming at you, though all that comes out is a...
What? Oh, shit.
Huh.
That's not good. Can I tell her to let go so I can get her out?
She's not holding you.
She's not holding me?
Amora is. She's grabbing your arm, trying to stop you doing some stupid shit.
God damn it. Fine, disadvantage. +3. That's a first attack for disadvantage. And 17.
You're still able to pull through her arm pull and hit the lock. Go ahead and roll damage.
10.
You hit the lock again, more sparks, but the lock itself is unwavering. As you look at the lock, this is a heavy-duty iron lock on this
I
coach.
turn to Amora. Can make this a lot easier.
She shakes her head no again, furiously this time.
As I go ahead and attack it again.
She will actually begin to move. As you cock your arm back, she is placing herself right where that lock is. She's covering it with her chest.
Son of a bitch. I Misty step inside the cage.
Very nice. As you attempt to, your mind targets the center of the cage, and suddenly your thoughts burn. You take 4 psychic damage. As you do this, you're sort of return to reality. You can see now what looks like glowing runes on the bars themselves. Clearly, this isn't the first time that they've dealt with somebody that they've held captive with magic. It seems to be repelling you from being able to go in, and those that are in to go out.
Oh, fuck. These guys don't mess around. Oh, fuck. Amora, I will turn around. Just help me unlock it.
She shakes her head no, and she just gestures to the road behind you.
Are you suggesting that you are unable to pick it?
She sighs very loudly as she turns her head to face you, and you need to make another strength save. Right? I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I'll read your private messages here in a minute.
I can't roll it. Why is it not going?
0-0. I like it.
I'm gonna assume it's a 10.
10 is what you got?
Yep.
Great. So, as you roll a 10, you are pulled away again, but this time full force as she falls with you. She's grabbed onto you and is pulled, and you both tumble into the street. You land on the sidewalk. And let me change the music to go more of a setting for this. I think it's this one. Maybe. We'll see. So, as you land, she's on top of you, and she looks very angry, and you can tell she's trying to talk, like her lips are moving and whatnot, and she just punches you in the shoulder very hard.
The fuck? You have paper.
She just punches you again. This time for 1 damage, hitting your shoulder.
If you want me to get some information, you're gonna have to write something. I don't understand your wavering signs.
She reluctantly, still straddled on top of you, pinning you down, reaches back and pulls out a piece of paper and what looks to be a piece of charcoal and begins to write on it, and not very nicely just shoves it in your face so you can't even read it. Like, it's just up in your face.
That's really nice and close, but I can't read it this close. Thanks, Amara.
She pulls it back and it says, "Stop being an idiot."
You would rather have her go rot in a prison.
She sighs at you and just begins writing more. I don't know what's going to happen to her, is what it says. But if their laws dictate that that is the punishment, then that is the punishment. Who are you to try to change that?
Doesn't everyone deserve a second chance?
She shakes her head no.
Including you?
She looks taken back, and you can feel like her weight shift on top of you, giving you a chance to shove her off you if you choose to. But she looks confused as you say this.
From what I've learned so far is that you've destroyed my monastery and you've attacked my monastery, and that mark on your neck was caused by me. And does that mean that you don't deserve a second chance?
Her attention shifts as you say this, And you see she looks hurt as you say this, and she gets up from you and just sort of stands there. She hasn't really moved in position-wise, only that she's lifted herself up a little bit. But she's definitely hurt by your words, and she looks down at you as if expecting you to say something, or expecting to be able to say something in this instance.
Well, if you're hurt by that, clearly I don't have all the information as I get up and walk away.
She watches you walk away, still sitting there under the lamppost light. How sad.
Well, that's what happens when you don't give me all the information. I walk away and I go back to the inn.
So, you head back to the inn. A giant mess. Drinks spilled everywhere. It looks chaotic here. Like chaos has just passed here. But the barmaids and the barkeep himself, still up, busy cleaning up and whatnot, have smiles on their faces. A good night's work, per se, on them. But you feel a cold tingle that isn't your own as you enter this bar. Looking about, you don't know where it's coming from per se, but it gets a little bit stronger.
By the way, I dropped the Shadow Hound.
Wilvin.
What?
She's right.
Right or not, everyone deserves a second chance.
No, not about that.
What?
That you're an idiot.
I did not see idiot written on that piece of paper, Emberglow.
Oh, please. I've seen a lot of human life in my time. I can know what a woman's thinking. You squandered something.
What did I squander?
He doesn't answer you.
I just go up to the bartender and I ask him if he needs help.
No, we're good. Oh, hey, weren't you with the, that bard? Moomley, I believe said his name was.
That I was.
Yeah, he told me to keep these keys out for you and your girlfriend. Here, he hands you 2 keys.
Thank you. But keep this for when she comes in, as I hand him back the key for her.
Oh, alright.
I'm gonna go up ahead early. I
All
appreciate it, though.
He gives you a nod. Oh, trust me, pleasure's all mine.
And as I go up and go to bed.
An uneventful night for everyone. As you sleep soundly, those who have become high on mushrooms get more of a soundful sleep than most here. If anybody gets the joke. But
yes.
With that, you wake up in the morning and whatnot. You come downstairs after bathing or doing whatever it is you're doing upstairs in your room. Breakfast is prepared, offered for free because of last night's service. You catch rumor of pretty much one of the barmaids that they made over 30 gold pieces on top of everything else that they were making that day, which is something that normally does not happen. And so that's why your rooms were complimentary, and the meal itself. In fact, the barkeep, who is still asleep in this instance, has the barmaid leave you a note, wishing that you will stay to perform even more songs. Or, if you were to go, to at least come back whenever you visit Baldur's Gate. You'll always have a room here, is what the bottom of the note says. Signed by his name, Kingly.
Oh, excellent.
He also, the barmaid notes, your friend never came in.
Oh.
And she holds the key out. The blonde lady that you guys told me to hold the key on.
Oh.
I'm staring down Wilvin.
Great, we're rid of her.
It's been a long night.
Moomly, do me a favor. Don't tell Holly about this.
Oh, you bet. No problem.
I forgot about that. So, with that, no rations expended, as you have been fed. It is the morning. And so, before the session ends at 9:30, the one question I have for you is, does anybody remember the ship's name that you are supposedly being paid to work on?
It began with an F. Like fairy. Is that good enough?
Athea.
I wasn't there for that, so I don't remember.
Was it Athea?
Was it?
We were going to the elf one.
The elf one. I love it. So, as you begin to pack, get ready for your journey, I will offer a shopping session via Discord if anybody wishes to buy anything before their trip. And with that, we will end today's session on the note that Wilvin fucked up royally.
What? What?
What?
Wow.
You lost some more of with too many hurtful things.
It's not my fault. She's the one that slaughtered my monastery.
Jeez.
I mean, we could have converted her to see things our way and leave her monastery.
And I tried to with guilt, and clearly that didn't work.
Yeah, in the future, don't use guilt.
Well, we're Irish, so Irish guilt, man. Irish guilt. That's the only thing I have to say with that.
Well, that was awesome.
That was a sad ending.
Yes, it was.
Only because I know more facts than you in this instance, though. Like,
And
it
I
hurts
don't know
me.
any.
You should. The thing is, you're intentionally blocking out facts, which is a little upsetting, but you know, it happens.
I don't know the facts. All I know is that she was there.
No, the sad music will overpower everything. Don't you dare.
All I know is that she was at the monastery when they were all slaughtered.
I vouch we call this episode Wilvin's an Idiot, and we changed the picture, not to Drunken Brothers.
We should do it.
Listen, I made that picture when I was drunk, so
all right.
that's actually pretty damn good.
Heartbreaker should be the name of the episode.
Well, it should be like a slash, because obviously that party was, like, really lit.
The Heartbreakers party.
I don't even know what to call it, honestly.
Heartbreak Ridge. Oh wait, that's
Only the last part was heartbreaking and sad.